Okay. Well, here we are in the air again with the Bro Down on a Thursday afternoon. It's hot. It's sticky. If you need a drink, go get one because we'll probably be on chatting for a while. We got a myriad of things to talk about. There's been some weird events, echoing through Mgtow. And then with that, it's the beginning of spring and the beginning of summer. Uh, what are you doing? What's happening in your part of the world? And man, midweek, just stop, relax. Let's do some MGTOW stuff, and let's talk some MGTOW. Hey guys, how you doing? This Shining and RPGs in today.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, I wouldn't call this the bro down. I would say this is the Travcast. I'm renaming this the Travcast.
The Travcast, okay.
Yeah.
You guys can call me MJ if you want to. I mean,
Okay,
I'm just
MJ.
throwing it out there.
Okay, MJ. That's what I'm used to calling you, MJ.
That's fine.
It,
I go
it
by
stands
that
for
too.
it stands for Michael Jackson for those people that don't know.
Ah, Michael Jackson.
I had to bring that up, didn't you?
Were you a Michael Jackson fan?
He sure was.
No, well, I'm not gonna mention my full name on here, but that
Everybody.
MJ nickname came from my first name and my middle name. That's where I got that code name
Okay,
from.
probably.
It's
Yeah,
it's
don't
it's a
mention your
beautiful
name.
name, by the way, gentlemen. It's a beautiful name. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's one of those names that you proudly wear on your badge on your way to work. If you have
kind of
like
goes with my attitude too, because I'm one of the hardcore red pill guys, so to speak.
Okay.
yeah, oh well, you've worked it all up. Not everyone listening is going to want to know what it is.
We all go by our letters, don't we? When you get childhood friends and everything, they called me JB for years, but the only problem with that is I had to be JB2 because my brother was JB1.
My actual initials
Ah,
is actually SL. My actual name is actually SL.
SL. Oh, I'm wondering about it. I know your first name, but I don't know your last name, and you don't want to give that away on the podcast.
There's not
Yeah.
much on the internet about me. I'm not really, apart from my ex. Nothing really dark has happened really in my past really, apart from my ex. But women, they tend to do that. They put a dark shadow on all men's lives.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, after divorce was my first bout with prison.
I know. I mean, it just takes like perfectly well, straight, righteous men, and they turn them. They totally corrupts them, totally ruins a man's attitude towards life, a man's character, everything that a man is. Turns it upside down. It's a real man killer. I guess that's what they mean when they say a man eater. When they call a woman a man eater, that's probably what
A
they mean.
man eater, a MGTOW maker. That's
Oh yeah, and
that's
I can strongly relate to that, Shining.
Well, Joe, not every man that comes out of a divorce ends up being MGTOW. He might have taken a slap by the red pill, but some guys they go straight back to consuming the blue pill again. I think MJ did on your last video. You talked about that. You talked about red pill, something or the other, and you said actually a blue pill is someone that's been presented. What was that turd thingy monkey? I get confused now. Some guy just.
Turd Flinging Monkey just made a video about a sex thing. That was his last
I
one.
didn't know well, somebody made a quite good video. Where he says you can't call someone a blue pill until they've taken a blue pill, meaning they were offered a red pill and a blue
Oh
pill.
yeah, yeah. I think that
Well, was
was
that you,
RP.
MJ? Was that not?
Yeah.
No, I made a video called Red Pill Rage, which is the side effect upon taking the red pill and discovering how women really are as far as their behavior, their nature, how they treat men poorly, mainly the good men. And that side effect, I mean, some guys can break out of it, and there are other guys, well, they are so broken and damaged from it could be from many women or just one woman can do it.
Yeah.
He cannot trust women again. He even gets to the point where he hates women.
Oh yeah. I know. For me, it was a series of of females, and you know, I was one of those guys that tried to dive back in, and it was just took like a series of three, and all three were just littered with horrible events. And it was almost like the gods themselves were telling me and slapping me in the face, going, you know, you just got to wake the fuck up, Joe. Just wake up, you know. And it took that much too. It took horrible events before I settled back in my seat one day and I says, this is just a lie. So,
Exactly, and you know, sometimes these blue pill guys, you know, they have to have a lot of bad experiences before they wake up. Sometimes it takes that. I feel it takes that much.
yeah,
I mean, you know, it sucks that they got to go through that. Yeah, it really
yeah, it
sucks.
does. Yeah, it
Because
does.
it can really, you know, it can tear a man up. It can destroy him.
Like I
Yeah.
said, yeah.
Yeah, but what do you? It's what you do afterwards, after you've been tore up, after you look at your body, you do that. That's why we say it's so important to do that self-introspection at that point. I mean, you put
Yeah.
away.
I think it's always good to have self-interest. I don't think
yeah.
a man or a boy should ever stop having that self-introspection. I think that's when a person goes down the wrong road, you know, when they start thinking, oh, well, I'm complete, I'm done, I'm perfect, I don't need to learn anymore. Everything I'm going to do right now is going to be all right.
Yeah.
I always need that. It's,
Yeah.
I think it's only when you're in deep introspection that you start to learn things about yourself and the things that happened and the things around you as well. So, yeah.
There
I
is
think
something that came to mind as I was thinking about this, and it's like, why are these MRA females calling them out? These guys that, how should I put it exactly? They end up hating. It mainly has to do with the American women because we all know that very well that more than enough
they're
good
just
men, they
sexist.
hate them because they're so bad. You know,
Well,
they're
it's the pinnacle of society, American women.
American women. Yeah. Is that weird that do you get like that Western women fatigue thing that every time someone brings up like really bad women, they always like mention Western women?
I never get sick of that. I never
never get
get sick of that. I love that.
I know. Hey, don't get me wrong. I know Britain has their own problems, and yeah, the women there, they suck.
You know, if the
Well,
women were so great in Japan, why were they doing this? You know, this social
well, we
demagashi
say
thing?
that because we don't know about the women in Japan. We don't know about the women over in the Middle East or in the Far East. We only know about the women in America and in UK, maybe European ones, and now the Latinos are coming out talking about their women, and we've got a couple of Indian guys talking about the Indian women.
Yeah, it's coming it's coming to fruition where everybody's waking up and going, you know, maybe it's just like all the women.
Yeah, I heard about that. What is going on with Indian women? Because I heard feminism is starting to climb up in that country now.
Oh, they're 10
Yeah.
times advanced than we are.
Well, the interesting thing about India is they have the same legal system as the West.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
Oh,
no.
yeah. You know, the original word hypergamy was formed from the Pakistani word gami, and gami goes back to the religious traditional rituals that are performed. Hypergamy I remember it being thrown around and everything, and I did a video on this a while back about the description of the word and where it came from and everything, and a lot of you know, they have some true problems over there because they had such a, you know, they got the gods with the women with like 8 arms, you know, and she was just like groping the men, and then they got their trains that only women are allowed, the buses that only a woman, and then women are allowed to just if you look at them in public over there in Pakistan, they slap men in the face, they abuse them, and it's just
I think you're talking about India there, not Pakistan. It's not like that in
yeah,
Pakistan at all.
India, yeah, India and Pakistan, maybe more India. They're just horrible.
Not in Pakistan, I can tell you. Not if a woman slaps a man in Pakistan, she's gonna get slapped right the way back.
You think she's gonna get slapped right back
Oh,
there?
I've been to Pakistan. I've been to Pakistan, and it's not at all in any way kind of eccentric whatsoever. In fact, you know, they
Oh,
talk about Saudi Arabia being, well, the feminist. You know, why are men talking like this? Or why are men saying Saudi Arabia is oppressive to women? It's like, what, especially Mgtow, why are you talking like that?
Oh
Get, get,
God.
but anyway, Pakistan is actually a lot worse. You know, if you want to see patriarchy at its pinnacle, go to Pakistan. Yeah. That's why I don't
patriarchy at its
like at
pinnacle.
all when they
Okay.
say that, you know, that it's gynocentric, Islam's gynocentric. Not at all. You go over there, women stay in the house. They're much more limited in what they can do in society. It's and certainly you won't hear of a woman hitting a man. Certainly you won't hear that.
All I gotta say is, foreign countries do not need this Marxist ideology. They need to start learning from countries like the United States, of course, Canada, the UK, Australia, and these other countries. They need to learn from their mistakes and not make the same, not make the same mistakes that they're making.
Yeah, I like that. I
This
like
is
that, and I think China is looking into that. I think China's their university studies and all their little think tanks that they want the advancement or the technology of the West, but they don't want the social decay of the West. And I think they're quite smart in that. And if you see, that's exactly what they're doing. If you see their selection process for visas and the selection processes for bringing the experts over and who they grant visas and who they grant permanent visas, if you just look at their policy, you'll see that they're attracting a specific type of a Western male, strangely enough. They're focusing on the Western male. Check it out, guys. I don't know if you guys looked at the channels I linked you, but there's quite a lot of guys that are over there, and they've just basically expats doing daily video logs on their life over there. But yeah, I think China is doing that.
the
China's
most that I heard recently about that is now these guys, if the woman is like in her 30s or over, she's considered a leftover woman. And there was a video I saw from German Mgtow. I don't know how old it was, but these girls were just asking for the most ridiculous amount of money just to have a family, to even have
It's
kids.
always been like that. You know,
Yeah.
even in the West, it's always been like women have the highest price is their wedding night. It's on their wedding night, so they demand everything right up front because back in the old days of tradition, a woman was only ever expected to get married once. So she made all the demands before she got married. So obviously she get the best deal out of the one thing or the one contract that is going to change her life basically. And China is still a continuation of that tradition. You can still see this in a lot of traditional religious countries as well. There's still that tradition where a woman demands all. And what's funny is, what makes me laugh, is women in the West are expecting this. They're still asking for these like big dowries and expecting, asking for a man to have a certain job, a certain house, and a certain wage. And
Right. And if that man does not meet those standards, then these females were literally saying this too. They're considering the men that don't have any of these qualifications to be garbage. My mouth
yeah,
literally just dropped
yeah,
when I
yeah.
heard that.
Well, China's just come out of that one-child policy, so there's still quite a disparity between the male and female population. But as soon as that evens out, I think you'll find that women won't be making as many demands as that.
No,
Okay.
they're gonna regret it.
I just
They
got
will.
kicked out of my own hangout.
Serves you right, Joe. Serves you right. You should
I
be
had
more
to.
careful.
I had to. It's like I had to re-sign back up to get back in, and they asked me like on my own hangout to give permission to be in my own hangout. It was really weird. I wanted to make sure everything was okay out there for the viewers, that we didn't get cut off.
Yeah. Okay. So what else is on the top is on the table today? Topic of conversation.
Oh, Aaron Clary with his Ghostbusters.
Wow, that guy, he doesn't stoop any lower, does he? I still remember that video we made. He says,
Oh
I,
God.
I'll say anything I'll say anything you guys want if you give me money.
Yeah.
Do I even want to know what this motherfucker said?
He
Excuse
wants
my
$1 million.
French.
He actually put a Patreon account up so he can get $1 million to watch Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, the female.
Yeah, the
Oh my God! What?
Yeah, and 6 of his simp mangina subscribers gave him $150 in total.
Why would anyone watch that piece of shit? Oh my God! I would not even go see that movie. Ugh.
You got to steal it and then just like steal it and give it to your friends so they don't go watch it if they have an inclination to go do that. That's your duty as a MGTOW.
It's a testament to the stupidity of certain YouTubers, isn't it? It's like you paid this man. I mean, yeah, he's certainly not going to get $1 million, but he's already got $150, which he shouldn't be going to see anyway. You know, don't give these feminists anything.
Yeah.
Give them nothing.
Give them nothing. Yeah. Does that show up on the Patreon? Can you see actually how much he's getting for that?
Yeah, he's got $150. I can read you out the names if you like, but obviously they're his subscribers because he got them before he started. He got the donations from putting his video up on his channel, and he started sharing the video all over the Ghostbusters film advertising arena marketing sections, etc.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
That's horrible. That's horrible. It's what is it? What does a warhorse call that? They're just oh God, he uses the term for it. Internet, pandering just to make money for stupid. Like I don't even. Is he going to write an article about it? Is he going to give his fans something to, actually?
He just wants money. That's it. And I'm telling you, once you go down that route of making material for money, there's nothing you won't do. I mean, ask yourself this: what wouldn't you do for $1 million?
I'd get the fuck out of here. That's for sure.
If someone offered you $1 million for gay sex, would you do it?
Nah.
Don't answer that, guys. No. Just think about it.
Absolutely not.
No, you're not going to take it.
Answer it. No. Everyone listening saying, "Oh, have you heard them guys?" I bet they would.
Probably.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell I would go that far.
Yeah, that would be like, am I the giver or the getter?
Yeah.
It depends.
Oh wow.
Okay, we'll end that conversation.
Let's end that conversation on that horrible note.
Yeah, no shit. Oh my God, I would not go that far for $1 million. I'm sorry. There's just some things you don't do as a man.
No, yeah, you don't ever do that. That would ruin your whole life, Oh God.
Okay, let's move on then.
It doesn't matter if you're the giver or the receiver. You just don't do that. I'm sorry.
Are we still going to talk about this?
I'm sorry. I had to bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay,
would you do a fat girl? Would you do a heavy girl, like an ugly girl, like for $1 million? It's like, ugh.
Fuck no.
Have you heard there's men that will pay to do it with a heavy girl. There's chicks these days that would give whatever dollars for that.
Yeah,
men are so thirsty, man.
Yeah, men are really thirsty. That shows how thirsty men are out there, and I see it. Oh God, I see horrible examples of that. Just to get that heavy, overweight,
anything will do, man. Oh.
That MLM, it's like, oh God, just, I mean, go to your room, buddy.
Do women get offended by that? Do women get offended? Because I said that to a woman once. I said, if it wasn't for your mucus-covered meat hole, you'd be worthless. And she got so upset, and I was thinking, wow, is that like a power word, one of those power words?
Yeah, that's...
there is something I wanted to bring up now that we're talking about it. These women that glorify themselves that are fat and obese, that's actually a sin. I don't know where you guys come from on religion. I'm part Christian, but not fully. I don't go to church or anything like that. But what these girls are these fat girls are doing, these fat obese girls that are glorifying themselves, they're actually committing a sin. That's not feminine. That is just, it's outright disgusting. Nasty.
It's
Ugh.
nasty. Oh God, do you see those girls on Tinder and they're always putting their baby pictures up when they're 18 and they're 120 pounds, and then it's like the next thing you know, they're the next picture they grow a little, the next picture they grow a little, the next picture they grow a little, and then it's like
Yeah.
300 pounds of pure used up garbage. And
Exactly.
oh
Ugh.
God, oh yeah, how many men have had that experience on Tinder? I personally don't do it, but I talk to a lot of men
Well,
that do.
that leads me on to another point. I mean, the how can you put it? The fruit of Mgtow, or the outcome of Mgtow, is that you have a lot better control over your libido. I presume you guys agree with me on that. You're not as we say, thirsty. You're not as desperate to scratch another score on your bedposts.
Yeah,
But the thing is, when you start, uh, dealing with women, and you start flirting more with women, and you start watching porn and stuff, and you start, going into more. I mean, we talk about going John Galt, but if you just think about doing the opposite and just living your life in your old pupil days, but without going into a relationship, so long as you're exposed to these things, and they're everywhere. Let's face it. In the magazines, on the advertisements, on the buses, on the curbs, on the sidewalks, as you say in the US, on the shop windows, everywhere you're exposed to the female form. You are sexualized, and the thing is, the more you're exposed to it, the more it goes to undo your discipline, your patience, your willpower. I would say. Would you guys agree with me on that?
oh heck yeah, oh heck yeah, yeah. It's a
Mhm.
you have to. Oh, I don't even know what you would call the process of desensitizing yourself to that before. Most of the MGTOWs I know that they turn off their TV, they turn off their internet for a while, and because they're so saturated with that garbage. And then there's a short period of some of them have a short period of celibacy, and then it clears up from the whole idea clears up, and then it's that horror at that moment, like, oh God, you know, I've just been so saturated with that stuff all my life that it's hard to pull away from.
Mhm.
I mean, guys. I mean, I'm with CFM on that one. I mean, if you guys just want to use it just for just to knock one out, yeah, fine. But when you're like just watching it on the daily, like just watching it like you're watching
Yeah,
like the news, or when you're just waiting for something and you just put some semi-porn on or whatever. What do you think, MJ? What's your view on this?
Oh, that's a tough one because I actually still watch it.
yeah.
No, I'm not saying that it's wrong and you shouldn't, but I'm saying if you overexpose yourself to it, you start to lose some of that willpower, some of that self-control that you've learned to build up over the decades.
I would have to agree with that. If you do it too much, you tend to lose your willpower, and I don't know. It all depends on the guy and his willpower strength. That's what it all is determined by. But in my case, in spite of me still watching that kind of material, I've set my standards much higher, which is nearly impossible for most American women to even touch. I mean, they cannot even touch my standards now. So I think in a way it helps the guy because I mean that's really the only thing women are good for now. I don't even know if they're good for that. I mean, they're
Well,
carrying diseases and shit now. You know,
Nuke Proof has bravely admitted that he watches it 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week, just like music. And the thing is, I would put it like you're overselling yourself. You're overselling sex to yourself. It's like watching adverts all the time. You're watching adverts because let's face it, relationships isn't sex all the time. It's not like that.
No.
You're watching
no.
the fruit, the climax of a relationship, and you're watching that, and it's been sold to you, and it's in your head. And if you're constant, it's like watching a constant advertisement for a Ferrari or a very good Porsche or a Lamborghini, a brand new Lamborghini. You're always watching it, and you don't see everything that keeping that car requires. Like it costs a lot of money. You're gonna have to,
Right.
work your ass off, and also they don't normally last longer than a year. I don't know if people know this, but those supercars they rarely last a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see. We're saturated with the sex and all the good things and the hugs and all that, but the other 23 and a half hours of the day is her running her mouth. Why doesn't everybody put up? Why doesn't that's what we do in Mgtow. We show those little inconsistencies with that a lot. In a lot of our videos, we show the women getting crazy in a bus stop. We show the women just yelling at their guy, and that's what the rest of the 23 hours a day is. You just putting up with crap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, if they made porn where after they had sex, the woman went and did some normal shit that she normally do, like tell him that he needs to get a better job and he looks like shit and he needs to go smarten up his wardrobe, and also normal shit that happens in relationships. I think people would watch a lot less porn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should put, for every porn video up, they should put like one video of some woman just going off and yelling in that screechy prime.
They should put some of the YouTube videos that they've got on where the woman's jumps out of the guy's car and then says, "Oh, why did you throw me out?" Or the woman's like, unfortunately beating up the guy's baby and stuff like that. Real stuff like. But this is the point I want to get to. People don't want to see that.
No,
people that they're happy
No.
to live in fantasy land. They want to be lied to almost. They want this illusion, and that's sad. You don't think that's a sad testament to society?
You know what? You're right. It is just a delusion, because it's just watching porn is like watching a fantasy world, because that's not the full concept of a real relationship in this. I guess from what you guys use the terminology, a gynocentric society. It's not just sex-based. I mean, there's more to it than just sex, and the other parts you don't want, especially when the girl is bitchy or she wants to act like she's in charge.
Yeah, my son brought up a great point yesterday, and we were talking about he's 24 years old, so we were talking about when the check comes at the restaurant. And he looked back and he goes, "Yeah, Dad, they look at it like they just suddenly forgot how to fucking read." And that's what you show that, her running around the mall with your credit card, and her at the her on the couch just bitching and complaining and throwing diapers across the fucking room, because she doesn't want to get her fat ass off the fucking couch to put the baby diaper in the fucking garbage, that all that horror that goes on. Nobody wants to see all that horror,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I only bring it up because a lot of Mgtow, they say that when they're trying to go that way, they often find themselves slipping back, and we've seen it. We've seen a lot of Mgtow guys. They come all, "Oh, I'm Mgtow, right? Right, that's Mgtow, right?"
Right.
And then all of a sudden they're on the PUA route. They're watching Aaron Clary, watching Aruni, Aruni, and they're on that route. And I think maybe you guys are doing something in the back that's pulling you back into that world. You're lying to yourself. I mean, this society, this our pop culture is does encourage you to live in a fantasy world. Forget your problems, forget the outside world, forget what's going on. You just lock yourself up in your little box, and you just pretend that life is whatever you think it is. And that
I just want to make. I don't mean to interrupt you, Shining. I want to make one thing clear right now. PUA, blue-pilled PUA, it is not Mgtow, it is not red pill. So these PUAs need to stop speaking for them. They need to stop claiming they're Mgtow when they're acting like pickup artists or white knights. it's not Mgtow.
Absolutely, no, we're on board with that, and this is some of the things we address, isn't it, Joe?
Oh,
I think a lot of guys, they see it as a bridge between their old blue pill life and Mgtow. I mean, obviously they can't deny the stuff we talk about here. You know, the dangers and the problems with dealing with government and a wife. So they see it as like a go-between, like a mediation. There's a medium way, but they always end up in, you know, they always end up in with problems. These guys, let's face it.
yeah, that's the end result. We tell everybody that's the end result. It's not those 2 years of total bliss that you're in. It's always that moment at the end where you realize it's not fucking real, and you've been living in a fantasy land, and all your money's gone. Your car has 100,000 more miles than it should have on it. Your bank account's fucking drained, and your credit cards are run up.
Messenger talks a lot about this. He needs to get on. We need to get this guy developing on some of his concepts. But it is a problem I see with a lot of men. I mean, Mgtow is a great concept. Is a great philosophy for men to to build upon themselves and to make the best of a very bad situation we've got here. But there's always that danger of slipping back, and one of the aspects that I'm trying to say here is that men, they don't want to believe things are that bad. You know, they find that it's cold outside, so they hide themselves in their own little world, and obviously sooner or later the truth or the fact of the matter, it's going to come dawning down on them. You know, no matter how they play the game and they try to convince that, you know, this woman, she's fine, and all these women, you know, my sisters, my aunties, my mother, she's fine. So there's going to be other women that's fine. You know, she's someone's mother, she's someone's sister. It's going to be fine. You know, they've got all these little things that makes it all right for them to go back to the old life. But you know, we've got the Mgtow knowledge. That's what they say. You know, I've learned how to be careful, but really they're just deluding themselves. All they've done is they've now gone back to their old life, but just with the a bit armed with a bit more rhetoric, a bit more hypergamy rhetoric, I put it.
Yeah, did you watch that latest video by Eli by Black Gnostic Speaks?
Yeah, I did.
Oh God, was it horrible? Was that horrible with with the two lesbians, and she just showed. I was trying to get them in, but I don't have them on my G plus. But it just shows how they are, and it doesn't matter as long as the other female or the other male. It doesn't matter if it's a male, female. It doesn't matter. They are the way they are, and they're always searching for that hypergamy fill, so they can do what they do. And you think if these guys think they're the guy, no, they're not the guy. Now she's sitting around with the beta male now, exactly the way we said it was going to happen. Mgtow always says this exactly. If you think you were the alpha, if you think you were the shit, and you're in that, you're just a payee right now. And she's going to be sitting around with the beta male provider taking your freaking money every month, and then this is the harm that PUA can do. They think they're the alpha providers. They're the alphas, but at the end of that,
I'm sorry, they're not alphas.
No, they are not alphas. They think they are, and that's the trap, because they're going to be the provider, not the there's going to be nothing more than that, and they're going to be paying out that $3,000 to $5,000 a month to that woman while she's sitting around with her beta, and he's paying into that and getting the, and she's just happy, and then she's going to move along again and again and again, and then there's going to be baby daddy number 1, baby daddy number 2, baby daddy number 3, and baby daddy number 4, and all she's looking for is that provider.
Exactly, and the reason I say that PUAs are not alphas. See, I think it's funny that they claim this alpha concept and they call these beta. Well, what they label beta males, they go by a code word, AFCs, which stands for average frustrated chump. Well, they're the real chumps because they're jumping through all these hoops just to get female attention.
Yeah.
You know, to get these women to sleep with them, to get them to do whatever they think they can do to get that woman. But in reality, they're getting conned.
Yeah, they're getting conned, they're getting played, and they think they're playing. They often say, well, we're the players. No, they're not the players, they're getting played.
Yeah, they are getting played because they're still giving them attention that they want.
They give
And
them the
they
attention,
don't
they give them
think
the
about
money,
this.
and sooner or later, all that, if you're having sex with a woman, we know sex leads to children. And that's all that woman wants. And if she's got the right genetic material, all you are is genetic material.
Oh shit! I just watched a news report of 5,000 children were taken from their parents last year in the UK. That was from both parents. 35,000 children taken from their fathers at
Yeah.
least last year.
Wow.
That's a jaw-dropping number. Well, where are these kids going? This news report said they were put up for compulsory adoption.
Yeah, that's
just-
the state. The state's
They
taking
just
them.
disappear, these kids. You know, I really worry about sometimes because right now the Tory government, the government that's in power in the UK, there's a huge suspicion. It's not under police investigation as yet. There's a huge suspicion of Tory paedophilia. You know, they take kids in care in orphanage and they basically sexually abuse them, put them. It's just thinking about it's absolutely god awful, isn't it?
God, yeah, we have so many. That's children for cash. You know, if they get these kids, then on the other side of the government docket is these people that take these kids in, and they got 10, 11, 12 kids in their home. They're making $100,000 for kids. We had a great example of this, Sarah Bachman, in the last presidential, and two presidential candidates away. She was running for president, and they found out she had 15 kids in her home, and she was making $1.5 million for foster care.
Oh, yeah, and they put these. Was it in the US or the UK? But two gay couples, two guys, yeah, they adopted this kid, and there was prostituting this kid out. Did you see that report?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I didn't.
We had a great example of this up in Huron, Ohio. It made the news all over the world that they had the kids in cages.
Oh
I know,
my God.
it's just craziness. But what really worries me is the kids, well, guys now, grown men, they're coming out saying that when they were in care, they were abused by the actual counsellors, the actual
Abused by the state and the counselors
social
and
workers.
and the caretakers, and they're just doing it for money. They don't care about those kids.
It's really, really fucked up. You know, just the type of shit that's coming out, the type of shit that's coming to light now. You know, this isn't like hearsay. This is like, guys coming out saying, "Yeah, I was sexually abused.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
sexually abused by the counsellor. I was sexually abused by the guy that was putting me up for adoption."
Oh, yeah. You're all about these cages. Yeah, the one I was thinking about is Mike and Sharon Gravel. They had all these kids in cages up there, but the social workers that were supposed to take care of these kids weren't even checking on them. They're sitting on their fat asses in the Health and Human Services Department and just getting this $70,000-$80,000 pay a year and not doing nothing. And then finally, the Department of Jobs and Family Services finally went out there, and these kids were in cages. That was the Gravels. You can look it up. Just type it in. 11. I'll put it up on the.
Well, I mean, as fathers, it really gets you angry. I mean, what would you do if you found out that your child, whom your ex were, by false accusation, stopped you from seeing him, and then eventually she got the child taken off you because obviously the state eventually used the fact that she's a stupid idiot to take the child off her, and then the child ended up having a lifetime of sexual violent abuse. I mean, as a father, you'd go kill, wouldn't you? You'd kill all the bastards down in the town hall or Whitehall or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and you should, and that's what men are so after seeing what my children went through, uh, and I say it often, and I say it loudly, and I say it proudly. If I ever get a chance to put a bullet in that guy's head that did that to him, I'm going to do it, and they can say whatever they want. I'm justified. This family lived in Huron for 10 years, and the children they got away with this for 10 fucking years before a fucking uh, health and human service person finally showed up, and they were making $1,000 a month. For 15 kids in cages. Christ,
Oh my
and that's our
God.
system. That's our
What?
system.
That's
And it's
terrible.
it's not just one case; it's thousands of cases. We just had the cases with the Indians in Indian reservations. They were taking the kids and they were bringing them into these white family homes, and they were just doing it for the $14,000-15,000 they were going to get out of it, and then they were stacking these kids. Uh, that's the corruption of our country right now. And it's not just America; it's England, it's Germany, it's Brazil, it's Venezuela, it's all those countries that think like that.
God,
Yeah, you don't want
that's
to go down there,
terrible.
Gavin. Yeah.
Because it all boils back down to the Health and Human Service being a bunch of lazy fucks taking our tax money and not doing their jobs.
Right.
Sitting on their asses at every time you walk into them buildings and you look around, and I used to have to go down there. I tried to separate myself from that because the Veterans Affairs is in that building, and I used to have to go down there and I look at all those fat ass bitches sitting there eating fucking donuts, and I wanted to just burn the fucking place down.
I couldn't
And
even
you,
stand the females I had to deal with in Clinton County. I could not stand them. They, just their attitudes.
the entire system is totally fucked. The entire system is fucked. It's run by total idiots and perverts and totally corrupt people. Totally corrupt police. Really, really immoral judges. The entire thing is so wrecked. I mean, beyond what's the word now? Beyond raising a militia and civil war, you just have to cut yourself away from that system as much
You
as
got to cut
possible.
yourself away. The best way to do it is Mgtow before you get hit.
Hmm.
I mean,
Exactly. I never even thought our system would be so corrupt in this kind
You
of
just
future world.
you couldn't imagine it. I know. You just never imagine it to be this bad. You don't imagine it to be this bad, and then when you're part of it, when it's happening to your child or it's happening to you, it's like unreal or
right.
surreal even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a letdown, and then you don't think about your country, you don't think about these people as the same anymore. They're just evil, and
On top of
man,
that, you lose respect even more for your country. I mean, it
Oh,
can even go that far.
yes, oh yeah,
yeah. It's just these idiots that have in power. That's all.
yeah, and it's the
Yeah.
same old bullshit that's been happening forever with these uncaring, narcissistic. I don't know, they're all psychotic fucks that find their way into the government. I mean, there's got to be a purging of these people once in a while.
And the people that want to change, the people that do have principles and morals, they're the ones that lose their job. They're the ones that get kicked out. These whistleblowers, they're the ones that get prosecuted. There's something very wrong. Something very wrong going on here, guys.
I strongly agree with Shining on that.
Yeah, yeah. But now
Okay,
we're
well
getting,
let's move on. I think
we're getting
we've triggered
emotional.
everyone.
Yeah, we triggered everybody. We got emotional there, and it is a very emotional subject, but that's where Mgtow comes in, where you can
Yeah,
come
we're
and
trying
say
to help
these
these
things.
guys. Yeah, we're trying to help these guys. We're trying to say. I mean, it sounds cliche, but until you're there, you don't realize just what situation you need. You need saving from. I mean, I've been there. You've been there, Joe. MJ, you've lost touch with your kid. You just don't
Yeah.
realize how serious it is. I mean,
Yeah,
you do need saving.
the point is, you got a guy like Aaron Clary there, and that's where we started off here, being so cavalier about his attitude. And he's so cavalier about that. He thinks nothing's gonna fucking touch him ever.
That's
And
my point.
and,
That's my
and yes,
point.
yeah,
But people
yes,
that they want to live in this never never land. It's like they want to cast their mind into something. It's like while they're getting vaped, they want to imagine that they're off way to some desert island. That's the situation.
yeah,
But
yeah, and,
wake up and slap that vapist off your ass. That's what I'm telling you.
yeah. I
You
mean,
know
if
what, Elam, he is not any better either.
right, Paul Elam's not any better. He's pushing that traditionalism. He's pushing down men this go get a wife bullshit, and you'll just be happy. Uh, no, that's going to lead to disaster 82% of the time. And I even think it's more than that. God, I did the studies, and if you gave the actual percentage of time, listen, guys, go to state by state divorce, and it's usually 8% to 10% a year, and they'll give you the percentage factor on that. Now, think about that in a linear thing. If it's 10% a year after 20 years, that's 200 fucking percent. That's most of the people are ending up within 10 years or 20 years getting a divorce, and then these are the same guys that are paying into that corrupt system. I mean, this is a lose-lose situation. The cards are stacked against you, and I rarely see people make it their whole lives.
Yeah. What surprised me? Sorry what surprised me was the amount of children that are getting taken from both parents now. Before it was just the fathers, and now they're taking it from the mother now. This goes along. This goes along with my suspicion that eventually the state were going to take the children, take all the children. Who was saying it? Some guy was saying, yeah, that's the goal of the government. They take the man away, the natural God-given protector of the family. They remove the protector, and then it's the vulnerable woman and the child, and then they remove the child from the woman.
Yeah, because they have some better way, some egalitarian way that's going to, and they convince themselves, and they there's a lot of studies done on how good politicians convince yourselves how to be corrupt, and they convince themselves that they're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on, guys.
How about movies? You want to talk about that movie we've seen?
Which movie? Oh, the Brothers Grimm. Oh, I've just pinched that as you say it.
Yeah, the Brothers Grimsby. Oh God, it was horrible, wasn't it?
I've not seen it.
Yeah, I watched it. I stole it. So I owe Marcus $2 because I stole that movie, and that's
Marcus,
my thing now.
Why Marcus?
Marcus is going to do the university, and I told Marcus every time I steal a movie, I'm going to give him $2 for his university project.
Why would you make such a promise?
Because it takes out of the gynocentric and the Hollywood system, and you're hitting two birds with one stone there. Just what I would pay for the movie anyways. I was going to pay $4 or $5 for the movie anyways on Amazon or something. So I'll just give Marcus that money, and that makes me feel good because Marcus is going to start and that's another thing we could talk about. Marcus he wants to start a university, an accredited university.
Let's bring Marcus on. Groundworks, if you're out there, jump in there. Messenger, if you're out there, jump in there. We'll talk about some of the issues that we just brought up.
Yeah, if he's listening, he can show up. That'd be great to have Marcus on. I've never had Marcus on.
Yeah, what's going on, brothers? You call each other brothers. We say, we're here to help each other out. You're doing Mgtow channels and you don't show up, guys. Yeah, go on, Joe. Put a bit of shaming out there. Maybe that'll get them on.
You guys, want me to do some shame? Throw some shame?
Throw some shame out there. What's going on, Marcus? If you guys had a hangout, I'd jump in. You know that. You know what? Yeah. You guys, you should be ashamed.
So that's what you could do with your stolen money. That's what it purges your soul of that. I know I steal the movies when I steal them. There's no doubt about it.
No. I'm gonna have to correct you there, Joe. That's not stealing whatsoever.
No, it's called permanently borrowing.
Permanently borrowing. Okay, that's like if you're walking down the street and you see some kid's bike on the tree lawn, you grab it and say, Oh yeah, he just left it there. He lost it.
No, no, no. Because if you take that kid's bike off of the lawn, that kid has lost a bike. But if you download something or you copy or duplicate
Right.
data, nobody's lost anything.
Yeah, I can see that point.
And the thing is, in the rest of the world, it's like I said, it's only in the West where it's illegal. Everywhere else in the rest of the world, it's not illegal. In fact, in China, it's encouraged.
Yeah, it
They
is
want
encouraging.
they want you to copy other people. They want you to copy, particularly the manufacturers. They want you to copy other people's ideas so you can develop it and you can make it better. And that's a new political party that's opened up. I think in Sweden. There's a political party in Sweden, and that's what they're saying. They're saying that the natural stage for evolution now is the mental evolution. People need to share ideas. If that includes films and intellectual property, then that's where we should go. And they're saying people should share data, they should share information, and that's how we'll move on as a intellectual creature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's because in China that the government benefits from that. I mean, who else benefits from that? If you're sharing everything, you're giving everything, you're sacrificing everything you worked for, all your dreams and hopes, and you're like, okay, I just invented a cure for AIDS, and I'll just give it to the government.
Yeah, but the thing is, but the thing is, only in the West do we have this guilt about it. We downloaded something, or we copied so and so's hard drive, and it's got all this, and we feel, oh, we might have done something naughty. That's because we've been taught that. I mean, you go anywhere else in the rest of the world,
we got these guilty complexes, because we're raised
conditioned. We've been conditioned, guys.
Right.
I do believe that there's two points to this about stealing. If you're streaming a movie and you're just watching it and you're not downloading it, you didn't steal anything. But if you downloaded it, you stole something. You stole it.
Okay, well, what's the difference between you downloading a film and you downloading a YouTube video?
Well, you did steal something when you did steal when you downloaded if you don't have permission from the user to use it, and you don't have a deal worked out, then and you're using his images or his voice or something, you stole something. It's intellectual property.
You see, this is the thing. So you're saying if you had his permission, it wouldn't be stealing.
Right. Now, that's the thing I often say about a lot of these people. When they're doing this pooning each other back and forth, I know how I am. If someone steals my stuff, I just file a copyright on them.
Okay.
But if these people are pooning each other back and forth, they have a deal between themselves that they're doing this. They've had an alliance. So when you're watching this, you always have to remember that those two people have an alliance.
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts making more sense. Oh, they're just doing it for hits because they're arguing back and forth. That was the Sandman and Stardust thing. They're throwing things back and forth. But I said, well, in that same vein, you have an alliance between yourselves, and it doesn't seem like that because it's an aggressive alliance. But they do have an alliance, and they're trying to work from each other's subscribers back and forth.
Mm-mm. MJ, you got any thoughts on the issue?
Now, when it comes to a YouTube video, what if that user gives the person credit for the material that they're using?
That's what you're supposed to do. If you got a disagreement with someone, you simply call them up and say, I have a disagreement. I'm going to make this video, but you're going to get I'm going to make this video on you. I'm going to use your stuff. I'm going to use your voice and your image, but you're going to get the hits on that, and it won't be copyright then.
Mm-mm.
That's the proper thing to do.
Okay, shall we move on to the next topic?
Who's got a topic? What is it? Is it from the
question?
MJ, have you got a topic?
No, I haven't gotten one.
Okay, listen, I was asking guys since the since the last Travcast or Blowdown, what their idea of luxury was. Now, this came up because one guy, I don't know who it was, but it was a brilliant comment. He said that so long as oh shit, I forgot what he said.
You gotta go back and look at that.
No, it was in the last Throwdown's comment section, and he said that so long as he had this, he was good, and it was something ridiculously silly. So long as he's got this, he's got luxury. But anyway, we asked male feelings, and he says that luxury is having no bitches, and minimalism is having Captain Crunchy and toilet paper.
Yeah.
So it goes to one side and comes out the other, and he's got that covered. He's got that area covered.
Yeah, everybody's idea of luxury is different. I mean, I know some guys that if they get a new pair of boots, I mean, they sit there and stare at them for like 5 days and like, oh man, look at my new pair of boots. That's luxury for them, you know. That's all they want in the world.
What's your idea? I don't think I asked you. What's your idea of luxury and the minimal lifestyle?
Well, it's certainly not a Lamborghini and a mansion, that's for sure. I would have to say a shipping container home. That would be more suitable for me. A small one. And if I could get away with it, but because we have bad winters here, I would have to say a moped.
A moped?
Yeah, but since I can't get away with that, I would have to say at least a decent car that is durable.
But is that luxury, or is that the minimum that you'd require to live?
That would be more than enough for me. I'd be happy enough with that, including the computer that I own right now, which is a laptop. I mean, I'd be more than content with that. I mean, I don't need this other fancy things or the most fanciest clothes or the most fancy, a huge house, you know, a fancy car. Even though I kind of got one, I got a Cobalt SS, but I wish I could have gotten something a little cheaper.
I think I said that luxury was having six varieties of biscuits, and minimalism is having only one variety. Messenger will like that one. I can't remember what you said, Joe. What did you say? Luxury.
Oh, I said luxury is having $100 left at the end of the month, and minimalism is having $200 left at the end of the month because I stole cable in all my movies.
Yeah. What did Warhol say? I can't remember what he said. I wish I remember what that guy said last week. That was hilarious what he said. Well, let's see what the panel said. I think the panel came out with a couple of things.
Yeah.
I wonder if
let's ask the guys in the room too. What's their idea of luxury and what's their idea of minimalism? What does minimalism give? Minimalism gives you more money to work less, so that's obviously luxury.
Okay, well, Nuke Proof said luxury is a motorcycle because of the feeling of freedom. And Johnny Midnight said minimalism is just a fun project.
It's just a fun
That's
project.
what he said.
No, I think minimalism, you minimalize because you want to have all that extra money. Then when you get all that extra money, what the fuck do you do with it? You go buy yourself some luxury object, don't you?
And Hairless Ape said that self-sufficiency. He said that he'd like to be in the back of the woods with a own well for the water, solar panels, and a garden for raising animals and food.
Oh, that's a beautiful dream.
Where's that guy that made that comment last week? If you're listening, you know who you are. I hope you know who you are. Yeah, just tell us what you said last week, because that was hilarious.
Okay, luxury is Howard Dare. Luxury is having everything you need. Minimalism is getting by just fine, and no matter what you have. Yeah, minimalism is there's a solace, and once you realize that you don't need all that garbage, you don't need the chopper with all the chrome. You might, all you need is a Honda, or like RPG said, a little scooter to scoot around on. You don't need this $50,000 car. All you need is a Toyota, uh, and then you have all this excess after that. You know, instead of buying the $200 DeWalt saw, you buy the you know, the Harbor Freight saw that works probably better, and you're good. You know, you have all this, but what do you do with all that excess money after you have it? I mean, you might want to just, you know, that's why a lot of guys, you see them put it in gold, you see them put it in Bitcoin, you see it, you know, put it in your children's future or whatever the fuck you want to do with it, because that's you know, that's the thing, having security. That's what that's what minimalism supplies to you. That's when I say I roast my own coffee, and I do that purposely because I can get 5 pounds of coffee for $22, and it's the best coffee I ever had in my life. And then I take that 9, 10x, that $20 I've saved. What do I got? What do I do with this $20 now? Well, I just stick that in the bank, or I buy a Bitcoin, or I buy some silver.
Exactly.
It's interesting to see everybody's got a different idea of what luxury is.
Yeah, once in a while I like a new pair of boots. Hell, I like a nice $160 pair of boots once in a while. You know, that's luxury. You know, when you can put the slide those babies on. You know, you've been looking at them at the Gander Mountain for 2 years. You know, and saying, hey, I think I deserve that. Sometimes you just fucking deserve something because you've been a good dude, because you've been a great, you know, part of society. You go out and you say, hey, I deserve that pair of boots at Gander Mountain with the extra padding, and they're waterproof and they look nice. You know.
Well, on a different note, you've been pondering why your analytics have just shot up.
Oh yeah, I got hit today big time. About 5 o'clock in the morning, it started where I started getting my usual hits are about 30 an hour, 40 an hour, and then all of a sudden it shot up past 200 an hour. You can see this big peak. I can go get it for you and show you guys if you want to see it.
We can't see. Well, if you're going to show us that screenshot, Joe, you can't see anything in that screenshot.
Oh, well, I'll do it. I'll do a screenshot from here, and you guys, I'll go get it, and you guys can. If somebody was watching me today for.
Well, maybe Joe, it's just because you did a funny video. You know, that little monster video is quite funny.
No, it was. It didn't have nothing to do with the video. It was just that video didn't get no hit. It was the total span of my YouTube, you know, 500 videos. It seemed like somebody was going through them for something.
I mean, that was. I mean, MJ, did you see that video? That plastic Mgtow video?
No, I didn't. I looked at his page and noticed that he had it up.
Yeah.
I have an idea of what it's about.
Oh, check it out. It's only like 30 seconds long, but I just wanted to ask you, Joe, why is that blue monster sat on the wing of a plane, moving his arms and legs on the edge?
He was just sharing, like he was just waiting because he was outside the group. He was like that blue guy. He's outside and he's going, "Hey, you know, I'm out here all alone. You know, on my little."
No one's gonna get that.
Here, look at this, guys. That's my analytics. There's my normal amount, 50, 40, 30. Do you see that? Now look what happened this morning.
Holy shit.
I was getting 200 views, like, and I'm still getting them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's still going. I mean, it's still going.
God.
I don't know what happened. It was just a peak, a huge peak in views that I didn't do nothing to do. I didn't even make a video this week. I made that little 10-second video. And this is way after. It wasn't the video that I made either. It's the total program. The total 500 videos I made was getting like 35 here, 35 here, 35 here.
Now it just shot up.
And then it just shot up all of a sudden, like unbelievable. That's 2,000 hits there in a span of five hours.
2,000 hits, what, on one video or your channel?
No, on the whole channel.
Oh, so people are visiting your channel?
Yeah, people just all of a sudden started visiting my channel, like, and watching all sorts of videos this morning. It was like, it seemed kind of queer to me. And it's still happening right now. I'm still averaging 3 hits every 10 seconds.
Wow.
Well, you should celebrate. It's time to open up the break out the coffee and put in extra sweetener in there.
Yeah, that'll be okay for hits and everything, but you know, I'll get that $100 or something, whatever it comes out to be, and then I could buy like a new tool. Thank you, man. Thank you,
Oh
man.
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
will buy a new hammer because I just gave my old hammer to my son. My old rock hammers. I got to get 2 new rock hammers now for climbing, and I'm gonna buy 2 new rock hammers with that.
You climb.
What's that?
You climb.
Minimally now because I'm old, but I still like to do the hills.
Right. So you don't actually climb the rocks or the
No,
cliff
I won't
face.
go up on a rock on a tin face anymore. I won't. I can't throw myself that far anymore, and I can't make a jump anymore. But I'll take a good hill any day right now.
Hmm. Well, Howard Dare says you deserve it, and I agree. You deserve it, Joe. I've always said that there's no reason why you shouldn't be bigger than, the charlatans like Star so and so. Certainly not. Certainly, YouTube is just so queer in that way. It's like
Yeah, it could be like
people that are total shit.
Yeah.
They got a million, they got a million subscribers, million views. They've got a YouTube career, and guys that are really good, or they've got some good videos. It's like 1-2,000 at most. There's no accounting for taste. I've always said that.
yeah. Yeah, last time this happened, it was I told you it was the Daily Kos had picked up and they blogged it, one of my videos all over the place, and then everybody started coming and clicking on all my videos, and it got like 8,000 hits within like 3 hours or something. And that's what's going to happen to you eventually if you're a Mgtow producer. Someone out there that it's going to be negative or it's going to be positive. And most of the time it's going to be negative because these people, these traditionalists, are going to pick you up and they're going to go, oh, well, look what this guy's saying. And then they're going to put it on. He's got 100,000 viewers. And they're going to put that your video on there and say, look what he's doing. And then all of a sudden you're going to pick up 8,000, 9,000 hits. And it's like, it'll come out in the next few days. And I'll
Well,
share
I
it.
hope it continues down that route, Joe. I hope you have a successful and long-lived YouTube career, and I hope you eventually get that channel where you'll continue to do some good men-only, men issue-based videos, and your YouTube channel starts churning out some monetary payback for you as well. How's
Yeah,
that?
that would be cool, you know, if it did. It paid for a new. I'm dreaming of a new microphone.
I don't need one. I already got a good enough one.
You got what do you got there?
Everything. I use a blue snowball.
Okay, that's what I'm
Nice.
using now. Yeah, nice. They're nice, aren't they? For the price, they're just beautiful.
They're
Yeah,
way
yeah,
better than the Yeti.
yeah,
You think
yeah.
they're
MJ,
way better than the
you're gonna
Yeti?
have to send me the old one.
I had a Yeti before, and my Yeti crapped out on me. I mean, the USB plug, it just totally fucked up, and I had to literally take it back to Best Buy and actually trade it in for this Blue Snowball Ice edition that I got.
Yeah, I got the blue snowball myself, and it's a beautiful mic. You got those 3 settings, and you can do like you can do far, you can do the mid range, and then you can pick up everything in the back of you too if you want. That's when I once in a while you hear the birds chirping in the background of my
Mine
videos.
doesn't have that. I actually got to be pretty close to mine for it to pick up
Oh
really
God.
good.
Yeah, if I open the window and the birds are chirping outside and I put it on that one setting where where it picks up the background stuff, you could just hear the birds just chirping really clearly. It's great.
Nice.
Nice.
Now that we were talking about it, I did want to make a video about YouTube fame.
Well,
Your fake girl gamers.
yeah, who wants to be
No,
gamers.
YouTube fame. You know, I noticed a lot of people with this YouTube fame, and they are
Shit.
so phony and fake. I mean, most of the shit that they say, it's watered down, it's bogus.
Cheesy.
You know, I could go on with this.
Yeah,
It's pointless.
Yeah, it's pointless.
because you're selling out your message, and what we're really doing here is we got a message, and we're trying to push that through. At what point do you sell your message down the road?
Oh no, there's a difference. There's a YouTube channels that start off as being shit, and continue going being shit like Superwoman and PewDiePie, and then there's guys that started off really, really well, and you all know who I'm talking about. They started off making good videos, and then all of a sudden you're talking about politics, religion, race. It's dumb idiot. He just sold everything out that he built like 18 months doing, and you know, he uses Mgtow as a launching platform for another shit channel. You know, everybody, you know, there's like 10,000 political channels. There's like hundreds of thousands of people talking about race and black and white, and you know, loads of people arguing and fighting about religion. I mean, this is what he's done, and obviously he's using Mgtow as a platform to now launch himself onto what, let's face it, what a lot of channels are doing. They're using controversy, sensationalism, and they've sold out their messages. They're no longer talking about things that are going to help men. They're now talking about things that are basically one man versus this man. They're basically promoting men fighting each other. That's what they're doing. And I've been trying to call this out for a long time. You know, you can't call yourself pro-male and you're calling for a billion men to kill this other billion men. You can't do that.
That's ridiculous. Right. Yeah, because we do care about men here. Every one of my videos, that's what I project, a true understanding and caring about the other men in my life, the other males. And it's not a gay thing. It's just that I care about men. I care about men's happiness, because the human condition for the man is so much less than the human condition for a female right now. Mm-hmm. And, men deserve to be happy. Every one of you guys out there deserve to be happy. From the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you go to bed at night, you should be fucking happy. You should have a smile on your face.
Yeah, Hairless Ape asks, doesn't Mgtow have to do with politics as well? Yes, it does, but not in the sense that, oh, I'm with Clinton and all you Trump assholes you can't be Mgtow, or I'm with Trump and all you Clinton supporters can't be Mgtow. There's no point to that. Nothing's going to get settled. No one's going to jump on any else's bandwagon. Yeah, I know Hartman talks about it, but he doesn't talk about it in a way that it's us versus them, or if you're not with me, then you're against me. I mean, this is where the problem goes when you're saying, you know, we have to kill these guys over there. We have to kill these guys. These guys are evil. These men are evil, and this is like 18th century. This is like Dark Ages talk, isn't it?
Yeah, it is to a point, and there's a lot of guys that just aren't never gonna get it. They don't deserve to die or anything. But you know, when we start separating on race and creed and color and all that stuff, that's stupid. We just had that last week with Paul, didn't we?
Yeah, that's not bringing up. But the problem is, you see, a lot of people, they can't discern the difference between it. Yet these issues do exist. We're not saying don't talk about these issues. What we're saying is, you can't say we need to hate these men. You can't say, oh, I'm Mgtow, I'm a man going my own way, I'm pro-male, I'm all for men's rights, and then say all these men over here are evil. We need to get rid of them. That's exactly the opposite of being pro-male, because then what all those men were saying, and we've seen it with the Ibmore and the Black Mgtow and the Exodus. They're going to say, well, fuck you guys. You know, you guys are the evil guys. You guys need to get killed, and they'll bring up evidence. And it doesn't work, guys. It's been going on since the dawn of mankind.
Yeah,
it doesn't work.
They get us all fighting against each other instead of coming together as a band of brothers and saying, you know, one thing we have in common is we're all men. They don't want you to know that.
Work. And I'm surprised it's popped its head up. I didn't see this like 1-2 years ago. I didn't see this. Well, let's face it. I mean, Ibmore came up within my YouTube Mgtow lifetime, and all of a sudden it's popping up, and I'm saying, guys, no, this is Dark Ages talk. This is what they used to talk about in the Crusades. It's what they used to talk about when one country would go to war with another with bows, arrows, and tribulates.
Yeah,
tribuques.
It's classic divide and conquer, isn't it?
And we're past that. You know, in Mgtow, we're supposed to be past that. now we're talking about. Yeah, it sounds idealistic, but at some point you need to engage this idealistic, this optimism, sorry, because the old ways isn't working. The old ways of divide and conquer, it didn't work. It works for the government. This is what we're telling. It works for them. It doesn't work for us. And
Well,
and
yeah, it's
and
something.
it's funny. It's funny because the same people who you Mgtow are saying, you're saying the government has lied to us. The women have taken us for a ride. We've been sold short. And then these same people, the same government, the same women are telling you, well, you've got to hate these men, and you buy into it.
Yeah,
You
it's
say, oh
just
yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
These men are evil. We need to hate these men. We need to. Our women are actually being abused. Our women are actually under attack.
right. Yeah, it's the Napoleonic bullshit that he was such a megalomaniac that everybody hated him, and he liked to watch little midgets fight. That's what the top 2%'s doing. They're just saying, well, we're not going to involve ourselves in the battles and the wars, but we just like to watch all these plebes down there fighting, and that just makes us happy. And God,
It's very. I find it very, very strange. That's all. I find it very strange that men who I've spoke to at length, for hours on end, men that I've listened to appear to be quite rational. All of a sudden, when it comes to nationalism, when it comes to these things, they all of a sudden they drop the Mgtow, and all of a sudden it's back to us versus them. It's back to black versus white. It's back to atheists versus theists. It's Christians versus Muslims. It's like, come on, didn't. It's like I've jumped right back into the dark ages.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to invite someone random in?
Yeah, let's bring in some random people and let's poon them.
Put on some random people. I was just looking through my list of people that I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
Let's invite somebody in.
Betty's in today. We haven't seen Betty for years.
Oh yeah, I've seen Betty
Well,
sent me a comment today, and Betty's Frolics is one of my
and
favorite.
and no matter what's in, no matter what, I think he got on. He was like the first to get the name that Mgtow point, wasn't
Yeah, I love Betty's stories when he tells the stories. I'm just like, fuck.
he? Yeah, when his mic is working.
When his mic is working, yeah. He's got great stories to tell.
He's
Who would it be?
got a Yorkshire mic.
Yeah, who's in the active viewer count today? There's Betty Swalix, Hairless Ape, Howard Dare, Johnny Midnight, No Matter What. I love that name. Nuke Proofs and Sarge Stark. And Sarge Stark's got the coolest. Who is that? Bane. He's got the Bane. And Ben Volcoster.
I don't understand Yorkshire. It's like the Yorkshire people are so rude to each other, and they think that's like cool.
It's like living in New York.
I think it is. Yeah, it is. They've got this like cheeky. What's the word now? When you're what's that word? Begins with a D. You see, this is what happens when you don't talk. You don't talk to a lot of people on this level. You got to use like simple words. But yeah, they've got this type of camaraderie where they're always insult. Like me and Warhorse. Warhorse does it. I just have to like comply. But I'm normally a really nice, polite guy. You just have to. That's just how Warhorse likes it.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to invite Warhorse in.
I don't know how Johnny Midnight knows so much about England.
Yeah.
He says it's from the US.
He's from the U.S. He studies England.
I don't know. He knows quite a bit about.
You know what? Warhorse just sent me a comment that who is it that a Shashami? What's his name?
Shinu Asami.
Yeah, he's going through some rough times, and I wanted to bring that up at a certain point here. And even though his group doesn't actually blend with my group and everything,
His group hates you, Joe. Let's just say it. His group hates you.
Yeah, they hate me, and but we can do the better thing, and I'm going to send them $5. That's what I'm going to do because I'm a bigger man than that. I'm going to make it over that hate, and
That's
say that
good on you, Joe. Good on you.
yeah. So I'm just going
Hmm.
to send him some money, and hopefully he'll get out of his tough times. Because we never like to see any MGTOW in tough times, do we?
Joe, how come you never send me any money? I'm a
Oh.
lot closer to you than these
Yeah,
guys.
if you put a Patreon account, I'll send you like $5.
That's less than you gave Marcus.
Yeah, well, I give Marcus $2 a movie, and then I was giving Barbarossa the money, and
And he spent it on his girlfriend.
he sent a better on his
Yes.
girlfriend. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
What is that
Barbarossa.
coffee? The pumpkin spice coffee or something. He was talking about that, and I thought, oh, geez, I just bought her a pumpkin spice coffee. Uh, no, that's you don't pay for someone else's bitch, but in Shisami's case, as long as he's not paying for someone else's bitch, uh, he's going through some rough times. And if I was going through some rough times, and the government was getting ready to take my house, and I put out uh, a call that, hey, dudes, I'm not going to be able to do this anymore if I'm going through that time. If that ever happened, I can't imagine it ever happened to me. But hey, he's a brother, and as much as he hates me, I don't hate him that much.
We're all speechless here, Joe. Here in Mgtow land.
Yeah, yeah. So if you send him a couple bucks, and maybe it'll take him out of and he can continue doing his thing on his end of the MGTOW, and MGTOW grows. You know, we spend a lot of time tearing down each other, and we have different ideologies, different theologies. We have different sexual positions in life, and I think that the monk's position is the safest and the best, and it provides the most happiness for me. But other guys, hey, if they want to believe that way, maybe someday they'll make it to the monks. The tribunal here, where we're, where you just go out and you just be happy, and you make yourself happy inside, and no matter what I do here, I've just got a big old smile on my face now. And that's what I want for every single one of these guys. And that's all I've been saying,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Did that give a tear to anybody's eyes?
It makes sense.
Yeah, just be
The monk's
happy.
way is the best way.
It is the best way. I think it's the best way. But do you think it's the best way? I do think it's the best way. I think it provides so much happiness. And
I agree. Well, yeah, I agree because you're not like these PUA guys. You're not bothering to jump through the hoops. You're not even trying anymore. You're not out in the field. You're out of that field.
I'm out in I'm looking. I'm sitting with my feet over a rock ledge, throwing some rocks at some people down, just laughing, spitting on their head, and I'm just laughing. I'm having a good time, and the other day I said me and my son went out gold panning, and everybody's like, them guys are crazy, just gold panning. I mean, it's like, but it made him happy, which made me happy, and I was happy, and it's just whatever the fuck you're doing, I don't care. Whatever makes you happy. Building motorcycles, going gold panning, digging some garden. I'm gonna dig my garden here. Maybe I'll put a video up and show you guys how I do my special plot of land in America. You know, whatever makes you happy. That's what's important.
Exactly.
And as long as you're still valid, as long as you're still on that woman thing, you're never gonna do the things you want to do.
I mean, I'm somewhat am. I know I talk about foreign women in my videos, but that's just me. I get along with them a lot better compared to feminized or American women. I don't click with them.
Yeah.
I never have.
But it's not like they're coming in your house and changing your soaps out and taking your monogram towels and putting like pink towels up and shit,
Joe, you always bring that up. There's something that happened to you in your past where some woman changed your towels.
Yeah, you come in your bathroom and all of a sudden it's like pink and shit, and you're like, oh shit, I feel
I'm
really
not stuck
uncomfortable
with
here.
you. Because
Why are my towels pink? Damn it! I
God
hate
damn it.
pink.
Yeah, that's the start. That's the start of your
that's how it
unhappiness.
starts.
That's how it starts. And you okay, like she threw away your coffee cup and put a little one of those fancy coffee cups there, and like, I like my coffee cup. And then you
Oh,
lose a little at a time. It's that little at a time loss that I've experienced in life. Every time you bring a woman in your life, that it's all of a sudden you come home one day and your chair is gone, and then there's this really uncomfortable, fucked up chair sitting there that looks good, and you're like, that's not my chair. I like my old nasty recliner because I like sitting on it, and it stinks, and it's old, and it's got a beer holder on it, but it's my chair. And I like it, and I like watching my movies in it, and I like playing my video games on it, and I like everything about the way it smells, and I like the dog sitting on it all day long and protecting it for me, and I like it's just that chair. That's the chair you like to sit in. But that's the little things you lose along the way. Before you know it, you're drinking decaffeinated coffee in the morning with what's that, skim milk in it and no sugar.
Semi-skimmed.
oh
And it's like,
God.
oh God, and your life is just, you're walking through your life in this huge, this fog that's not your life. You're wearing red socks, and instead of them white ones with the padding on them that you like, and there goes your hunting boots, and then all of a sudden your doorknobs are changing, and it's like little fucked up little handles on them that everybody hates, instead of those manly doorknobs you used to have. And it's everything. It's all the little things. And then you walk into your house one day and you realize this is no longer my fucking house.
Next thing you know, you can't play video games anymore. You lose
Right,
those
you can't
too.
play video games, and you can't fuck your girlfriend in the back room because she has some say-so in that.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, because she has every say-so in your life. And no, you don't want to go down that road. You want to keep them monogram towels with your little Ignatius that you bought that made you happy. And you don't want those little smelly soaps. You want like that man soap, that Dial or something. That's what, and because that makes you.
It sounds like what it comes down to is, based on what we're talking about, is a woman should not change a man. She should
Right.
accept him for who he is. It doesn't matter what it's about.
Yeah, no matter what, it's the little things that you lose that take away your humanity.
Right. And these days, there's plenty of women, especially here in the States, they're like that. They want to change every little thing about a man. It's like, you can't do that. I'm sorry, that's not what real love is.
Yeah, I had this bitch in my house about, oh God, it must have been 10 years ago. I brought her in because I was getting laid. And I had this frying pan I like to use. It's one of those griddles, those electric griddles. And instead of using the stove, I had that on my stove. And then the next day I come home and I was like, where's my griddle? She goes, I don't know. She threw it out because she wanted to use the stove underneath that.
Oh, wow.
But I like that thing there where I set it. Because that's and it's just those little things. Man, I just kind of stepped back and like, man, that cost me $30 and you think of that so lightly.
That's a big thing. If she did that to me, she'd be out of the house. I'd grab her shoes,
and
throw
she
them out the window.
Yeah, she was.
The clothes. I said, okay, bye. No questions, nothing. I'd take the key out of her bag, kick her ass out of the door, lock it behind me.
Yeah, that was the slow progression to Mgtow when I looked back and I was like, man, I'm losing so much of me, the way I do things.
Easter Island Head is on your side there. He said that he'd kill her. I wouldn't go that far. I'd kick her out. I wouldn't kill her.
Yeah, I wouldn't kill her. I didn't kill her over it, but I look back and it was an awakening moment. The little things sometimes are those awakening moments. Like you like real mayonnaise. You come back and she's like got you on a light mayonnaise, and you're like eating it on your sandwich. And like, man,
you've got this pretty well detailed.
Yeah, it's like this shit tastes like shit, and then all of a sudden you're eating like homogenic eggs and salads and shit.
Oh, God.
I like salads.
they're cool if you want to eat them, you know. But if you don't want to eat that, you know, you're just doing something somebody else wants you to do because that makes them happy.
Right. You know, you should not do that for any woman. You should not change yourself just to make her happy. It should not just be about making her happy. It's about both of you being happy.
It's about coming to a happy medium sometimes, and you know, I'm going. Well, you want to go to Applebee's, or no, I want to go to the rib place, and then you settle on, you know, and you settle on some little thing in between, and everybody's happy. It's about both people being happy, but that can't never possibly be with a woman, because if
No.
she wants to go to fucking Applebee's, she's going to Applebee's, and there's nothing you're gonna say about it, and then she's gonna. If you ever been on one of those dates where you went somewhere you wanted to go, and she sat there and made it fucking miserable.
Oh wow! Last time I dated, it was absolutely horrible. Last time I went on a date, oh, I did not enjoy it at all.
Oh, yeah, it's like I wanted to go to like the little grill around the corner, and it was that constant fucking little. She wasn't enjoying it. She wasn't going to enjoy it simply because she had this concept in her head, and that's what they got, this concept in their head of happiness that it, it,
You
it,
see,
it
the problem with dating is the man is going out of his way above and beyond to try and please this girl that he doesn't even know.
yeah,
He's trying to be a gentleman. He's trying to do with the chivalry thing, which, by the way, chivalry was originally how men treated other men, but now we've turned it into something that men treat women. But even if you do everything she asks, and you do everything fine, she's still not happy. It's
she's
like
not going to be happy.
you can't
And
do
not only
anything right on
that,
the day.
you know, the man has to do everything to show interest. I mean, every little
Everything.
thing. The girl does nothing at all. You know?
And that's it. You know, that's date. I mean, I don't know. It's a lose-lose for men, I think, dating.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of the women that I had, they were just clueless, and they expected me to make all the plans. But you know damn well that if you don't take them to the right place that they want to go to, you know, they're gonna either throw a fit, or they're not they're not gonna be happy with it, or they just lose interest. But it's the guy that plans everything out, and most of my dates were like that. It's like, really, you expect me to do everything, yet you claim
Yeah.
you're interested? How
Right,
is that?
yeah. All I ever say is like all I ever wanted was a friend, and it don't matter if it's a female or a male friend. But you know, most guys I have over here, they're gonna grab the remote, they're gonna put out, they're gonna it's free around here. They're gonna grab a PBR or whatever they bring. They're gonna sit down on the couch, and they're not gonna be bitching and complaining about that. That's what I want with a woman. I want her to grab me a PBR, open it up, and say, "Hey, here's your PBR, Joe. Let's play some fucking video games." You know, and but no, that's never good enough.
Could you imagine meeting a girl that was like good on Street Fighter or good on at Doom or Counter Strike? That would be impossible.
That
Not
would
gonna
be
find a girl
impossible.
like that. Are you, MJ?
Yeah.
You're not gonna find a girl that's good on Diablo 3, or she's gonna play co-op with you on Fallout 4.
You're actually not going to find most American women that are into that. If anything, it's going to
No, they're not
be
into that.
it is.
Yeah. You know what you get a lot, and I notice this on Sundays when
I know.
on football day, that you got them hanging around, and they're never happy with the football game. They're like, and it's like, oh, they're just doing it rah rah, you know, for the team and everything, and they become cheerleaders, and you're like, man, why'd you bring your bitch here? Because she's just bringing it all down, you know. You know,
You know, you know what we need? We need who's down where you at, Joe? Some guy down where you at, Marcus. No, Marcus Marcus is in I think he's in GB somewhere. I think he's in Ireland somewhere. Sorry, Marcus, if
Yeah, I
I've
think
just
he's
called you out.
yeah,
I
I
didn't want
think
anyone
he's
to
in
know
there.
that.
Yeah.
You know,
But yes,
talking about this, I got to bring this up too. You know, they, how should I put this exactly? These females getting too much into the social status, and you
Right.
know, they always claim that guys are boring and that they're not interesting. Well, look at the women. It's like, you know, you're boring.
Yeah.
You know, you want
shoes,
your
handbags,
standards
hair.
are set so high, and you want all these. You know, you can't do that. No.
Right. You know what I equate this to? It's like the football game analogy is like church for most men, and you decided to go to the Catholic Church, and now you're going, well, what can't we do like Jewish worship here?
Mm.
It's like you're going, what the fuck? This is what we do here. We watch the fucking football game. She's like, well, yeah, they want to change it. They want to.
Sorry to cut you up there. I think some guy, I don't know who said this, all these like quotes and phrases float around in my head, but some guy, he said something so profound. When guys break up with a girl, he's heartbroken. But the thing is, I mean, she could be the most useless bitch in the world, but he'll still be heartbroken. And the thing is, it's not actually her that he's heartbroken over.
Right.
It's the idea of getting married, of having a family. It's his idea of romance. Because normally the woman, she's totally incompatible with your idea of romance. Anyway, it's just that you're compromising, and she's pretending to compromise, and you're heartbroken because your idea or your fantasy, that illusion we talked about at the beginning, is shattered. You was trying to fit her into your illusion.
Right,
and
you were
that's
trying
the
to
thing,
fit her into your illusion, and she was never going to fit into that illusion. It would take such, that's where the Nawalt is. It would take such a so special Nawalt that she has every interest you have, and that's just not going to happen.
No, not in this century.
Because girls play with Barbie dolls and boys play with fucking trucks, That's the truth of it. When you want to boil this whole thing down to everything, you ain't never going to be happy playing with fucking Barbie dolls, and she ain't never going to be happy playing with trucks, so we might as well separate the genders right now.
Yeah,
Right,
they should have like a city for women, a city for men, and when they need to do stuff together, then they meet in the middle somewhere, and then the men can have pool tables, arcade machines, and the women can have a shopping centre with shoes and handbags and hairdressers.
Right. Yeah,
Good way of putting it, Shining.
Yeah, I don't care what they do on their free time and shit, but just, don't come and fucking wreck my truck world because you want to fucking play with Barbie dolls,
Right. They
like
should not.
Equality is not a pie that there's a certain amount to go along. There's just a certain amount. There's unlimited amounts. Go do what you want to do. That's what I tell the Mgtows all the time. Go do what you want to do. But just don't come and try to change things around here, because I'm not asking permission anymore to do, Joe World here.
I never did understand that group, Mgtow. I mean, I only looked into it a couple of times, but it was only for a short period.
Should we get one in, Joe?
Yeah, let's have okay, I'll invite Samantha in.
No, but bring on the Queen. If you're going to bring on a Mgtow, bring on the Queen or Mgtow.
Yeah, you guys want to get Samantha in here?
No, VK Clark. VK Clark, what's up?
I don't have her. She doesn't subscribe to me.
Oh, she's gone, man. She's funny. Mgtow was so much more fun when she was around.
Yeah, I shouldn't invite Samantha. I have her. She would come in probably if I invited her, but we'd have to be nice and shit, and everything would have to change, wouldn't we?
Oh, Joe, I think your respect just plummeted amongst the chapel. Yeah.
How can they go their own way? They can't. They need men.
They need men. They need us to build the bridges and and that's what all we're saying, isn't it? Let us do our thing. Let us do it. Let us play with the monster trucks and the fucking huge shit, and just do your thing and leave us fuck alone. That was my point when.
I tell you what, Mgtow's not going to launch until they get a Barbarossa Mgtow. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They need someone with that level of
understanding,
articulation. Because it's one thing to know something, it's another thing to convey it on a YouTube video as well. So it's not easy. And Sergey, I think that's how you pronounce it. I used to learn a bit of French. Sergey Stark. He's named himself after the Game of Thrones Keeper of the North. There, he said that VK Clark deleted all her videos, but he's with me on that one. Yeah, I mean, she was looking to be the. I think it was her that set up the Mgtow.com.
Yeah, that's cool. You know, she can do her own thing, and I don't really care what feminists do. It doesn't apply to my life at all anymore because I've
Mm.
separated that. So, you know, do your own thing. But as you're doing your own thing, don't influence my thing. But she could never get over that, could she? She had to, like, oh, you guys got to change a little for me, and then that's the little soaps, you know. Yeah, if
No, we can't do that.
no, no,
There's no
don't
way.
let them put those little soaps in your bathroom because you can't use them. They only smell good. It smells like girls' perfume. Knock those fucking things off the fucking counter. Throw them away.
Joe,
And
what
put the
happened to you? The towels, the grill, the soaps. What happened to you, bro? It was a traumatic time for you.
See,
yeah,
there is one big problem that I see in the society is there is more than enough women that are emasculating men, and
yeah.
they do a good job of it, or
They
they
do
at
a
least
great
try
job of
to.
that. Yeah, they want you to become everything they see. But then that's the Barbie doll thing. You know, they want you to play with Barbie dolls with them, and it's never gonna fucking work because I want to cut the fucking heads off of Barbie dolls and blow them up
Yeah.
with firecrackers. You know, that's what men do. We give me a fucking Barbie doll, and I take an M80 and blow it up.
Sergey brings up an interesting point, which a point which we've gone over 100 times, I should say. But he says it's strange how female anti-feminists get more attention than men, because then obviously I think he means male anti-feminists. But
Yeah,
that's YouTube, you know, that's mass media for you. People will get different things or derive different uh, benefits from the same video. I mean, two people can watch or listen to one video, and they will both come out of it with totally different benefits,
oh
and
god,
that's just mass media.
yeah. Every time I see those guys going over there to that, what's that blonde girl's name? Uh, in the belly of the beast, or
Oh,
Yeah, in the belly of the beast.
she's a
and
nasty
she's
woman.
got like more viewers than me, or Shining, or you, and we've been around for fucking ever, saying the same exact thing, but they want to go hear it from the female voice.
Well, not only that, their information, it is so watered down,
Oh
and
God, yeah,
they're calling out these guys that, especially these men that are hating on their own country women. You can't do that. If they really cared, they wouldn't be doing that. They would understand. They would set a ground to where they understand why these guys are angry and why they have hatred and why all these things
Yeah,
instead of
there's
calling them
something wrong.
out.
Exactly, there's something wrong, and we're trying to address it. They're saying no, there's nothing wrong. It's not us that's wrong. It's the problem's over there, and you know the problem. So if we keep deflecting where the actual problem is, then number one, men are going to keep on falling into the gynocentric trap, and number two, it never gets addressed because these people like blonde belly, she's saying that
yeah.
no, the problem's over there with them guys. It's not us. We're fine.
I mean,
You know, how come
don't
that?
get me wrong. I'm not saying it's okay to hate, but these anti-feminist women need to understand. There is a reason why guys are in that position right now. When they have anger and hatred towards these women, and they're the same guys that have been fucked over so many times from them, and they don't understand that. Instead, they call them out. No, you can't do that. You need to set a ground to where you gotta understand, and don't police them, please. Don't police what they are saying or how they feel. You can't do that. You can't. You know.
Oh no, no, the thing is, I don't care. I don't mind that they make these videos because there's just it is worse videos. You know, bigger idiots, bigger channels that are more stupid than blonde belly. But what I'm surprised is when guys from the manosphere buy into it, like that Goodfella guy and that Skeptor guy. They love these stupid bitches. They can't wait to have them on board on their channel. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true that.
I remember that whole incident with Alexandra Blue where she made that Dear Men video and then she just did a complete 180 after so many MGTOWs and so many anti-feminists called her out.
Mm,
I mean, she got attacked for that.
mm, mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
literally, she got attacked.
Oh yeah, that was a woolly bumblebee thing too. She just showed how we were so right about that whole thing, didn't she?
I
What
don't
did she
know.
say?
I thought Woolly Bumblebee was a good one. I don't know what. other
Yeah,
things she's been saying.
yeah, she attacked Mgtow after that. She stole the money or whatever happened to the money. I don't care what happened to the money. I know the money's gone, and that's the end result of having a woman around because that's what they fucking do. Uh,
Well,
I
it
did
just tells
notice she
me.
had a Patreon account too, and see that kind of I usually cringe when I see that on people's pages that claim to be anti-feminists. They either have a PayPal account
yeah,
latched onto their channel or a Patreon account.
yeah, she had a simp male behind her. That iconoclaster guy. Do you know him? You ever talk to that guy?
I have no idea. I only saw a couple of Willy Bumblebee's videos, and I
Oh
actually made a
God.
response to it. It was in regards to a fake girl gamer that claimed to be a feminist.
Yeah, yeah. There was her and that her partner is a iconoclaster. I don't know if he's changed his name. He's probably still around, some obscure name somewhere. But uh, it's just how it works out. As soon as you bring them into your group, that's what they do, and that's what we say. There's simple things that they do, and that's what you can expect them to do. And that's where Paul is getting it so wrong. He's surrounded himself by that, and he doesn't understand why. AVFM at the time had great capacity to be the voice for men. Now it's just a fucking voice of women, just inside that that pressure cooker, and that's the only place it's going to go now because it's inside that pressure cooker, and it could have been so much more if you just.
Actually, I don't mean to interrupt you, Traversable. Now that I mention it, Aya is a perfect example, which is the female that came into my last two podcasts. She is actually the perfect example of how a woman should be because she does not correct
Oh
the
yeah.
guys in my podcast. She completely understands where everyone is coming from in all aspects.
Oh yeah, I can't remember her name. It was hard for me to pronounce that podcast too. Uh, yeah, she was great. She didn't, and that's what I say about Diana. There's a difference between laugh out loud feminism and what she does, and there's a
Yeah.
serious difference between her and that blonde in the belly of the beast and the other girls. They're always there's a difference there. If you can't see it, then eh, yeah,
I- And Aya knows all these things. You know, she's a Filipino in America, and I was
yeah.
shocked that she was talking the way that she was because you never hear that from most women.
No, no, there's a. It's hard to put your finger on that difference and everything, but those girls like that, they're not going to push your buttons. They're gonna, we don't sit around trying to push their buttons because we really don't care all that much, and they don't sit around and try to push our buttons. Uh,
No, the most that they will do is, well, with most of these anti-feminist women, they're not gonna they don't like what we say, they don't like what we put out there, and they try to police us and correct us. You
right? They try to.
cannot do that.
No,
These
no.
women got to realize they can't do that.
Yeah, am I asking your permission to say? Yeah, that's when I always give my. Am I asking your permission to do what I do? And then they'll
And
say,
see, usually I was kind of uncomfortable at first because I saw how the outcome of most podcasts the moment you let a female in, and I was kind of nervous, but I was glad she turned
yeah,
out the kind of person that I didn't think she was going to be.
yeah, yeah. And now, if we had had one of those other girls in, it would have been all of a sudden, okay, you got to taper down your language. You got to taper down everything you say. It's got to be slightly moderate. Uh,
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't allow it in mine. No,
yeah,
they'd be out
and
in a
you know what they're
heartbeat.
just saying? They're saying they're triggered by certain things, and if you say that thing, they're gonna be triggered by it. But we trigger the shit out of people here on the Throwdown. That's what we do. Uh, I, that's
Right.
intentionally. I'm trying to trigger you so you can see yourself. If someone strays on this thing, and they get triggered by what we're saying, that's a clear view of 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 their problem, and that's a clear view of the way they think about it. And they say, "I'm not getting triggered," you know. It's
I
like,
mean, for
okay,
these women to come into your podcast, it's like them coming into your own home. My rules this is the way things are set. You do not set the rules. You certainly don't play leader over my own podcast. This is the way
Yeah.
things are.
Yeah, don't
You
change
know.
my soaps here.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly like what they're doing when
Yeah.
they do this. You
Yeah, first it's you get
do
your
it.
little soap, and then it's your towel, and then it's your coffee maker, and then it's your fucking couch, and then all of a sudden that's what happened at AVFM. All of a sudden it's not their room anymore. Everything about the house has changed. It's no longer a male space. It's something totally different.
Yeah, I started to notice that more and more. Even though I don't have a problem with them, that's why I say, their ways are not working anymore.
No, no, it never did work. And traditional never did work, did it? It's man, it
You
never
know,
worked for men. It works for women quite comfortably for them.
well, yeah, they want to include them in the picture, but they got to realize, that's not the way things work anymore. They can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. As long as men were dying and suffering, going to steel mills and sacrificing all the time, they're happy with that. Sure, fuck yeah, they're happy with that. If I had some person here, you know, sacrificing for me 24/7, and I was gaining so much about that, and my life was easy, I'd be happy about that too. Uh, I would never do that to another person. I would say, hey, wait a second, this is supposed to be a 50-50 thing. You're killing yourself. But they don't have the sensibility to say to their husband, to their boyfriend, that you're killing yourself. That I'll do half, because they will never fucking do half.
Right, and what if, not saying this to bash on them or put them down, what if they really accomplished over the years?
Oh, feminism, women in general, what have they really accomplished?
No, I mean like
Oh,
MRAs.
MRAs, nothing. They've accomplished nothing.
No, the rules have not changed, the laws have not changed. They can't. They can't change them. They're
Yeah,
just, they're fighting a battle they cannot win.
they cannot win, and they're happy. What really pisses me off? Every time Mgtow forces this into the public eye, and they get a little change, they're happy to take credit for that change, and they're not doing nothing. They've never done anything. If anything, Mgtow lowered the rate of. You can look around, and it doesn't take a lot of math to look around and say in the last 8 years the fucking marriage rate has dropped 25 to 30%, and that's 100% Mgtow. But
Yeah, the Sexodus.
yeah, but they'll still say, oh well, that's the MRA. We're doing such a great job. No, they're not.
No, they did not do that. It was Mgtow that did this.
Yeah,
They started the whole Sexodus thing and the marriage decline.
right. They're happy to sit back and take our victories and say that they did it someday because they're in the public eye. We're
Right. They're
they,
just literally hijacking Mgtow,
they're
like Paul Elam
hijacking
tried
all
to
the
do with his
MGTOW
book.
benefits. Everything we do, they're going to try to hijack and say we did that. That was somehow a response to this MRA thing that doesn't fucking work and never worked.
And they can't do that. That's like taking credit. That's like taking credit for a book that they did not wrote.
Right. And
Someone else did.
that's what Paul Elam, when he wrote his book on MGTOW, he took credit for something he never fucking wrote. He just plagiarized that whole book, and he's not a MGTOW, but he plagiarized MGTOW material.
Not only that, the guys that represented it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like because it was narcissism, it was 100% pure narcissism that he had to be this guy that wrote about a MG, and it tells on him. He's such a simp motherfucker. I tell you what, if I ever seen that guy in real life, he thinks he's a big guy, but I'll tell you what, uh, I'll punch a fucking hole in his chest because I hate that guy so fucking much because of what he did there. Because he's such a little simp narcissist.
And on top of that, he's married.
And he's married, and he's trying to take credit somehow for what these fine gentlemen, Barbarossa, Stardust, me, you, Shining, Johnny Midnight, Hairless Ape, Starge, all these guys, and one of the guys that get very little credit, and he's done a lot of work, was just on this podcast, Betty Wallach and John Galt, sat there for years and years and years refining this fucking thing. And then Paul Elam comes in and writes a freaking book and tells, oh, it's all about going back to the traditional world, and just shits on everything we did. I'd like to punch a hole in that guy's face.
You know what? I think call it a hunch, but I think he this is the entire reason why we got so many intruders that have been coming into Mgtow now. I think he started this. Actually, there's no thinking about it. He started this whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, he started the whole thing. He started the whole. That's why Mgtow left. Back in the day when we were all over on these little blogs here and there, the Spearhead, the Hawaiian Libertarian, all these little places, the actual Mgtow forums and everything, where there was just like 20 guys and shit. Paul Elam expired that because he was always telling us to tail back our message. He was, he's the Mgtow maker.
And I've been around long enough to know that he did not start this whole Mgtow thing.
No, he didn't start that. You might want to unplug your unplug it and plug it back in because you're getting a little break up there.
Hold on a minute.
Okay. You're getting some static.
How's this?
Nope, still doing it.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, Paul Elam was he was back in the day, and Dean used to come around, and all those guys used to come around and tell us, hey, we're out of bounds, we're saying things that you're not allowed to say. That's bullshit. We were just saying things that were the truth, and he was irritated with that, and he's such a narcissist. I can't stand that guy. If he, I don't know what's wrong with that guy. He's just some old man with funny eyes. You ever look at that guy's eyes? Really, there's something really wrong with that guy. It's like they're too close together or something, and his head's too fat or something. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. It's just like to punch a hole in his world. RPG's having a little trouble with his. I get that with my mic too. Minimalize is luxury. Hey Zeta, you want to come in? Laugh all loud. John, do you get a kick out of that? Yeah. I'm not a small guy, and I don't cower to no other men in this world. And if Paul Elam wants to go, if he wants to go toe to toe with me, I'll meet him in my frickin' front yard, beady-eyed little fuck. Once he sees me, he'd be like, I guarantee that little pansy bitch would run down the street crying. But that's the way of the world, Hey Zeta, how you doing there, RPG?
What's going on, guys?
RPG is going through a little mic problems, and that's we're trying to reset his mic, and that's about it. I was going off about Paul Elam.
Our beloved Paul Elam. Why haven't you made a pet name for him? You give him too much respect.
I give him too much respect.
Else.
I used to respect him a lot. When he was doing his harsh message, when he was the happy misogynist, and he was just saying it the way it is.
Was that him? Was he the happy misogynist?
Yeah, he was the happy misogynist.
Because I couldn't believe when I heard that they were the same person.
Yeah, because he used to make really strong messages, sort of Barbarossa type messages.
Exactly. And, it amazes me. Just like when I compare Starfag to Thinking Ape now, I just can't believe they're the same. I can't believe it's the same person.
Yeah, that's what. If you want to get a typical idea of what pussy does to a man, that's Paul Elam's a great example of that. Listen to his message now and listen to the message before.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think we touched on it earlier. I think they sold out. They sold their channels out. They sold out the ideology. Sold out the philosophy.
Yeah.
They wanted a go between. They wanted an in between Mgtow and pussy begging, and they invented one.
They invented it. What do you call that? Alternate strategies for mating.
Yeah. Well, 15 seconds 99 is in the house.
15 seconds 99 is in the house. This was so. I didn't plan on doing a video, so we didn't make up no movie.
I did. Game. I've got named that movie. I've got named that Mgtow.
Yeah, but if we do it today, can we still do it on Sunday?
Nothing for Sunday.
Nothing for Sunday.
If you use up your shining tokens for Thursday, there's no there's none for.
The tokens for Sunday.
There's no shining vouchers for Sunday.
That's funny.
Yeah, we've got Zeta in the house as well.
Zeta's
Zeta in the
house.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, Howard Dare. It's a term of endearment, you know. Starfag, it's a term of endearment. If he ever asks.
If you ever ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried.
You guys want to play Name That Movie? You guys want to play it? You want to play Name That Mgtow? I've got some great movies today. I think I've got 6 movies. I've got 7 Mgtow channels that I'm.
Okay, Johnny Midnight says like I'm gonna win this bitch.
Howard Dares. He's noticed that Elam spelled backwards is male, so I wonder if he did that on purpose.
Yeah, let me write a little message here.
Oh, who won last week's Name That Movie? No one won it. Everybody got. I made it so easy that everybody got it, and obviously it was the first person that typed it in, and everybody got 1 point.
Yeah, that was great when everybody got 1 point, and we were gonna go for the bonus round of 4 points, and then
who named that Mgtow? Because we played them both.
I got that in front of me somewhere on my big desk of papers here.
Who named that? Was it another tie?
Oh, it was F Guild. Kicked
Oh yeah, he
ass.
got 6, didn't he?
Yeah, and then the next it was all 1 Golem, 1 not Wada. Veritech Ace had 1, F Guild had 1, and
where's F Guild today? Normally he lost his podcast. He made an atheist an atheist video today.
Yeah, he's been doing some really good work, hasn't he? Some of his stuff is really. I went over to his. Someone sent me a link to it. You know what? I put in Traversable Mgtow today to see what was coming up under my name. I was trying to find where all that extra traffic was coming from, but I put in Traversable Mgtow, and then he's got a really nice website out there, and it was.
I can't. What so. So MJ, who's got the expensive mic and expensive setup, his setup isn't working.
He's got
I'm here.
Yeah.
He's returned. He's found the on switch.
Yeah. You know what the only downfall about blue mics are is sometimes they collect a lot of static electricity.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you're fine. You're great.
Just about.
Okay. I left the call and came back.
Oh, okay. He went for a piss, gentlemen.
Yeah, I went for a piss.
Hopefully in the toilet.
Yeah.
not actually in his chair.
I love that when the guys forget to turn their mics off and they go take a piss and you're just.
Oh God.
Hartman did that. I think Hartman was the only guy that did that.
Yeah, I love that when that happens.
It was funny because it was like a 5-second piss. It was like the quickest piss ever. Either that or his chair is, or he's got the toilet in the room as well. But it was so quick. It was there and back.
Yeah, if you're gonna do 5-hour podcast and you're gonna drink like I'm drinking today, you gotta click your mic off or get a catheter.
I'll get a piss bag. Like.
Yeah.
A piss bag.
Oh God.
Ouch. Ouch. Yeah. But that's funny. I was on a podcast. It wasn't a podcast. It was just a chat. One of the guys were doing, and there was like 10 people in the room or something. It was one of those huge rooms, and everybody just went silent. And it was like all you heard was, and then you heard the flash. I was like, yeah, that was something we should have heard.
Well, what's going on with the Hoker? You promised us that he'd be on with you, Joe.
I gotta set up a meeting with Steve. We were supposed to talk about feminist invasion of elder care, and I thought that was the subject.
Feminist invasion of elder care.
Yeah, the
senior citizens.
Senior citizens, how they take advantage of senior citizens through the Health and Human Service, and they're just raping old ladies now for every dime, and then they're throwing them on the welfare roll. So it's hard to explain how it happens. I had an elderly mother that I took care of for 10 years, and I had to navigate that system for a while. And so I know everything about the system, and I know the pitfalls, and I know how they do it. And it's a very gynocentric system where they're looking to take everything from elderly men and women and put it back into that system. So we're going to talk about that someday. And Steve has just he got his care license, so he
Oh.
actually gets paid for it. But most males don't get care. If you got your mother in your home here and you're taking
Mm.
care of her, you're not going to get paid for that. But if a female had the mother in the home, she's going to get paid for that by the
Mm.
government.
Mm, see, it should go both ways. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
it
if it's
should.
the male or the female taking care of her.
Right, right. And I applied for the care. So it's very hard to do your business or do whatever you do while you're doing it. It's damn right impossible. So they should have paid me for 10 years. So they owe me like $2 million, you know, and
Wow.
they won't pay me. They'll never admit that they owe me that money. Uh, but they're glad. If I wasn't there, they would ate up my family's total wealth. And that's what it's about. It's about your family's total wealth, and I protected that for my family by doing that, and knowing the system, because you got to know the system. Because if you let them do it, there's going to be not a dime left, and you and your family are going to owe money at the end, and they will collect.
Yep, they always do.
They always do. So you got to know that system. If you got an elderly mother and elderly father around there, uh, please get familiar with that system, because they're going to steal your family's wealth. That's what the egalitarian system does. They're going to take the house, they're going to take the cars, they're going to take the money in the bank, they're going to take the T-bills, whatever your father put away for the family, and that kills your wealth in the future. They're making more poor people. They're manufacturing poverty is what they're doing.
Exactly. Excuse me.
And they want to talk about the destruction of the middle class. This egalitarian system of health and services is causing more destruction of the middle class than any system that any politician could ever dream of. And most
It's
people don't see it, how it works. Everything goes back into the system. The government is spending so much money now that it just needs to steal everything from every dime that it can from every person.
and they're spending that money poorly.
And they're spending that money poorly, yes.
I
I
mean,
mean,
they're buying things that they don't need.
right, they're
You know?
spending it on themselves. They're simply employing themselves at high employment costs. When I look at a civil service person making $70,000 sitting, and you've seen it, we've talked about this before. You met those girls at Health and Human Service sitting there just pushing paperwork for $70,000. That's where the money's going. It's not going to the recipients of Health and Human Service. It's not going for the kids. They're lying to you. It's going into their fucking paychecks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Well,
that's what
I'm happy. I've got the week off work next week.
you got the week off of work. Cool.
Oh, the week off.
Aha, I love
So
that.
I can.
Lucky.
I should really catch up on my exercise and clean the house, but I'll probably sit on my ass and watch films, play games.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wonder if I got my vacation time yet. I really should take a week off soon.
Yeah,
It's a good time.
you need to take your weeks off, because otherwise they'll just abuse it and not give you any holiday the following year.
Yeah. At the end of the year, they usually just give you the money for whatever you don't take
Yeah,
off.
you hope so,
Yeah.
but the amount of times I've had to chase that up, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. We had this cat. They forgot about him, and he never took a vacation. And they were really pissed about it because they went back and he says, okay, I'm going to take 8 months off, and it's all paid. And they said, what? And he says, I've been collecting I've been collecting everything for the last 10 years. And you haven't you guys noticed? And he says, I'll be back in 8 months.
Mm.
And they freaked out on him because they weren't doing the logistics. Of the girls in the office there weren't adding shit up. And he
Yeah.
went in there and he proved his claim, and he says, "Okay, I'll see you in 8 months." They said, "No, we'll just give you the money."
Wow, 8 months
What?
pay. That's about 15 grand.
Yeah, at that time, it was in the late '80s, and yeah, it was about 15, 20 grand, and
He could have bought himself a new Ford Orion.
Ford
Yeah.
Orion. Oh yeah, new Pinto. Yeah, at that time, it was like,
God.
a Citroen Exantier. You guys don't know what that is.
no, I have no idea.
No idea.
I'm trying to think of another one that looks as ugly as that one. I can't think of another car that looks as ugly. You can Google it. Citroen Exanti, sort of an X.
Oh yeah, we went over these cars one day. We were looking at the Mini. It all starts from that Mini Cooper, and then it goes terribly downward, doesn't it?
I think the French cars are the worst.
Oh
It's
God,
absolutely hideous.
they're hideous. Those little round port. They call them the People's Machine or something. It's just like for two people driving around.
I don't know, but the French are not known for their car manufacturing.
Yeah, for their style, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that moped back. I would actually settle for a smart car.
Oh yeah, they're
That would
nice.
be cool. I would like to have a smart car. They're kind of cool looking.
Smart car is actually made by Mercedes.
Yeah, they're not bitch friendly either, are they?
I don't know
Nope.
about that.
Don't care either.
Yeah,
The new
no
one's
back
really
seat.
nice. It looks like a really small sports car. The new smart,
I
the
don't
new
know.
one.
Are they cheap on insurance? Are they cheap, period?
Yeah, I think they're really cheap all round.
I don't know. I'll have to look into it and see if they are.
Small
is-
engine. Well, in the UK they are because it's assessed on the size of the engine or the pollution that comes out of the exhaust. And obviously, the smaller the engine, the less carbon emissions, they call it, will come out of the exhaust.
I just wonder if they're cheap in America. Yeah, I think that'll be my next car after my Cobalt.
They're 22,000, I think.
Oh,
It's a little bit of
really?
Yeah, because there's electronics, and a motor in there that you got to pay for. And,
Oh God.
they're still a little bit. I thought they should be like a $14,000 car maybe, but they're still.
Yeah.
You
Oh
can
my-
get a Malibu for that price.
Ouch. I didn't know they were that expensive. Damn. I
Yeah,
wonder if you could get a used one cheaper.
Yeah, a Malibu is like 10 times the car as a smart car. If you had your choice between a Malibu or a smart car, which one would you take?
Oh God. Malibu, I guess.
What makes the Malibu?
I really would want to go for the smart car, but knock the price down a few notches.
Yeah, and you're just paying for the.
A Chevrolet Malibu.
Yeah, we can bring it up and see. Let me see a smart car and see exactly how much they cost.
No, the
I
new
think about
smart
a
cars are
used
nice.
one, if anything, over a new one.
Yes. Oh yeah, they're 146. They got that deal, 146,000, 146 payments and everything. Let me see.
Oh,
There's-
they've got the topless smart car now, the convertible that you.
oh yeah, you can have
yes.
your retarded girlfriend in there. And
Look at
disco on the awesome Bose radio that comes with it.
Yeah, look at the new one. The new one is really nice. Well, I say new. It's like I think three years now, but it looks really nice. It looks like a little tiny Porsche.
It looks like a little tiny price. They're not giving the actual total price. They're just giving the how much the payment is on most of the Google here. They're not
That's
going to
not-
tell you like that.
Oh, you couldn't drive it on the motorway or the freeway, as you say in the US. You couldn't drive on the freeway.
I still can't believe they're that much. They should be a lot cheaper. I mean, they're so small.
I think their top speed is something like 60 or 70. You can't take it on the freeway. I had a small car. I took it on we call it the motorway in the UK, and you could every time a lorry went past. It's funny, you get overtaken by the lorries. You feel your little car shake. So,
In America, you should be able to take it on the highway because the speed limit is like 70 miles an hour. So, and the
yeah,
slowest you can go is like 60. I mean, that's how slow these semi trucks go.
yeah. But the problem is when you're in a little car, the wind and the turbulence from the other cars shake you about, and you actually need if you're on like a freeway, did you call it the highway that goes 70? You need a car that goes 80 at least, because there's going to be times when you're going uphill or you're going against a strong wind, and you're going to need that little bit of extra power to keep up that speed. You see, so you always need a car that's slightly more powerful.
Yeah. Okay, they start at
Yeah.
19,820, and that's a starting price. You know how that goes. You're gonna
Oh
pay
my God.
$1,000. It's gonna be $1,000 for the radio, $1,000 for an automatic transmission, and then so it'll be about 22 to 24 by the time you get done with that deal. Unless
Oh
you know.
jeez. I don't know if I get one with a manual or an automatic.
I don't know how they actually do it. It's like two squirrels in a belt in there, huh?
Oh, they can do some amazing things now with small engines. The new Ford Fiesta gets 110 brake horsepower out of a 1 liter engine. It's unheard of, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that one? It's a Fiat, I believe, but it has a scorpion emblem on it. I forgot what they were
Oh,
called.
the Skyon or something like that.
I don't know if it's that one. It's a small car. It looks similar to the smart one.
Yeah, the Kia.
Oh,
Is it a Kia? I don't.
No.
some guys crashed his smart car. I don't know if you can see that picture.
Oh, put it up. Let's see what happens to a smart car when it gets into an accident with like
I'll show you. Some
Cadillac.
guys, I can't believe he's crashed his smart car.
It's
Let
not
me
too
just show
smart
it.
then, huh?
Yeah, click on my icon, and I'll show you it.
Okay, I'll click it on. Okay, there you go.
Okay, look, can you see it? Can you see what's happening?
Oh God!
Ooh, that's not good. It's like a Pinto.
Yeah, poor little smart car.
It just explodes and everybody dies.
Yeah, look at that. Entire front end just disintegrated.
Oh my God!
What a waste.
Oh, we are so fucked. They're gonna take down our our podcast now because we showed that.
No, that you're normally safe with images.
Yeah. No, but that's horrible, isn't it? That whatever they said about the Pinto back in the day, the Pinto was 100 times safer than a smart car is nowadays.
Oh jeez.
Pinto. No, cars have gone such a huge way. The technology, the economy now. Your average new car is doing between 60 and 70 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
I mean, my first car that well, actually, I think it was a second or third. It did 50 miles to the gallon. It used to cost me £200. That's about $300 to go to London and back.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I had a Pinto back in the day, and a Pinto got like with that one-cylinder carburetor. It was just about this. You could put your whole hand over it. It was just one cylinder, and it got like 32 miles to the gallon back then, and it wasn't
That's not
bad. You put $2 in. Back then, it was like 52 cents a gallon or something. You put $2 in, you drive forever.
Wow. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, my last car, I did well. There's no point me telling you how far London is. You guys don't know where it is. But basically, it cost me my old car. It cost me £200 to do 400 miles. My last car, it cost £40 to do the same.
Okay.
So £200 compared to £40. So that's a difference now in the technology.
Yeah. I just got my Nissan Quest. I had a Quest there for tooling around on, and it was horrible on gas mileage. It was horrible. But it was a really cool looking car for like the cool looking minivan thing. That was I had to get rid of that one, and that was my last car.
Did you know when cars first became commercially available, there were no such thing as gas stations or petrol stations, you call them in the UK, and you have to buy your gas or fuel from the chemist. You have to buy them in bottles from the chemist and pour it into your car.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And those cars back then did 4 miles to the gallon.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey
Oh.
guys, let's talk about that for a second. Is it possible to make gasoline in your garage?
It is possible, actually. It is possible.
Yeah, because I never heard they want to keep that technology away from people. Because I've looked into this before, and there's a process that goes along with making gasoline, and it starts with oil, uh,
Mm.
but in it's alcohol and oil and water, and then
Mm.
you take out you carbon bind it, and then you crack it, and then it is very possible to get a 55-gallon drum of oil and make
I
that
did,
into 300 gallons of gasoline. But
yeah. That's going. Sorry, go on.
they held back that technology from the common person.
No, at the moment, it will cost more for you to make it than to buy it at the moment. But the thing about diesel is you can just dump waste cooking
Yeah,
oil into your diesel car. So everyone buys a diesel car, and there's no need to make anything. Just use waste oil, and
yeah. Now, isn't
uh,
that a myth? That is it a perpetuated myth to make sure every guy doesn't make gasoline in his garage? Because if they know people ever got that technology out, they'd be screwed, and people would just start
Yeah.
buying. But they would just start buying barrels of oil.
Not to
even
mention, you'd have a lot of gas stations going out of
You'd
business.
have a lot of gas stations going out of business. We would collapse. If one Mgtow wanted to screw the whole system, he would just put out on a YouTube video how to make gasoline in his garage.
well, what happened when people realized in the UK anyway? It probably happened uh, worldwide when they realized you could use waste oil, cooking oil in your diesel car. The price of cooking oil shot up because people was doing it, and
Yeah,
when the gas stations shut down in the UK for about a week, uh, supermarkets just sold out of cooking oil because people were just buying cooking oil and just sticking it in their car.
yeah, yeah. Now I'm not talking about diesel. You can make diesel very easily, uh, but
Yeah, but I'm saying
cracking
that
gasoline is a different. It's a different technology, and you
it's a
get
different
three to
technology,
one on it.
but the same thing will happen. That the ingredients that you use to make it, they'll double the price.
Uh, I'm not so sure. You have to buy alcohol, I know, and
Alcohol will
it's
shoot
water.
up.
It's
Meth.
water, alcohol, and and then you have to take the benzenes out of it.
Hmm.
Actually, you
Yeah.
just have to reconstruct the 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 carbon structure of it.
Yeah, I'm saying if everybody did it, all those ingredients would shoot up.
Yeah, they would just start charging you for the ingredients. Then instead of then you know the way business works, they would go, okay, we'll just charge you, and then we'd have to figure out how to make the ingredients.
What would be amazing is if you could, you know, these new hydrogen fuel cells.
Oh,
These,
cool.
because hydrogen really is uh, cheap to extract and
Yeah.
to make. Some Chinese company or some hopefully some Pakistani or Indian company starts selling these machines that will mass produce
Hmm.
uh, that will starts mass producing these machines that will extract hydrogen from water or even from the air, then yeah, there's nothing companies can charge you for anymore.
There's nothing. Yeah, hydrogen. Hydrogen is the only problem there is with hydrogen is there's two problems, and I do this in my garage a lot. I know how to make Brown's gas. I have a Brown's gas uh, uh, unit in my garage. Uh, you, you get three products out of it, and you get oxygen, you get hydrogen, and you get a sedimentary product or a different product. But uh, the problem is it takes so much energy to do the actual process on that. But but it, after you get that out and you start manufacturing it, you can't compress it. or else it just turns back into water.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem we're looking at right now is the pressure. You have to add another gas to it, and a stable gas to add to it is propane right now. If you add a propane, hydropropane, they'll call it a hydropropane system. That's actually the perfect system, but and that's kind of the way to go because you can get one take of propane, add your hydrogen, and you would get a hotter burning gas. Now you have to add something to that. Now you have to add the oxygen and re-add the oxygen. But once you re-add the oxygen, now yeah, under any pressure they'll bind, and then it just turns back into water.
I think you've just lost everyone there, Joe.
Yeah, now it's a PNP.
Everyone's just vanished.
Yeah, it's a PNP process, which it's an anodizing process. Not an anodizing, you could tell I've had a few drinks.
Electrolysis.
It's an electrolysis process. So you're separating the hydrogen is a bonding agent. Your whole body is put together on hydrogen. In between each cell within your RNA is one hydrogen cell, which it has a positive charge to it, and that's what holds the next cell to it. In two positives, they bind, and then so you're taking that positive out of there and you're using it to burn off, but you're still left. But as soon as you put those two to get back together again, they bind.
All right. I'll tell you what problem you can help me with, Joe. I've been trying to repair my soldering iron.
Okay.
I've dismantled it totally now. Before I just took apart all the casing.
Okay.
Just down to wires, but now I've took apart the entire metal. I've taken apart the coil, so I've uncoiled the element, and I found out that it burnt out. It's like it's like a toaster. If you open up your soldering iron, you find it's exactly the same. The same principle as a toaster. It just
runs on resistance.
The heating element is just wrapped around the central coil of the thing. Now the thing is, it's burnt out, and I reconnected it all. I rebuilt the wire. I rebuilt the coil, and I plugged it in, and it had the same problem. It turned on for like 5 seconds, and the element burned out again. So, any ideas, guys? Any ideas what I can do about this problem?
Yeah, what you're running on is resistance there, and most people don't understand resistance is two hots instead of a neutral. You're running two hots against each other, and if you don't have the amount of resistance in your coil, it's what's called lagging or leading. And I don't want to go too far into this because this is what I used to do.
You're gonna lose Howard.
Yeah, I don't think I'd lose Howard. You start lagging or you start leading, and as soon as you start leading on that process, you burn it out again. So there's got to be a resistance behind that.
A 3-amp fuse, I think I need to change the fuse in the plug to reduce the voltage in there.
You can't have no ground either on that system. There's somewhere between those two resistance. Somewhere between the two positives, you're shorting out to your it can only be you're shorting out to your neutral.
Have you ever fixed a toaster?
Yeah.
Fixing a toaster is cool. You just like reconnect the wires that burnt out.
Yeah.
I think it's iron. I think it's the iron filament, isn't it?
On a toaster, yeah, it's carbon filaments with iron. More towards the carbon.
That's the thing that heats up, and basically your toaster breaks because after a while it heats up so much that it burns, and it actually you can't call it melt because it just like disintegrates, and the section that's got the crack in it, that will melt away, and that will break the connection, and you just make sure they touch again, and the same way as the electric heater works as well, but so it keeps burning out.
So what we're going to ask from our viewers today is we have some crowdfunding here so we can buy Shining a new soldering.
You can get them. You can get them from China for $1.
From China for $1. Yeah. You love that. I know you're attached to that one, and you want to keep that one.
No, I just want to know how to fix it if ever if anything ever breaks. I think it's good for a man to know how to fix it, no matter how small or big.
Because that's going to be the skill that's needed.
You learn a lot. You learn a lot by dismantling your equipment. Guys. My advice to you all listening now, if you listen to this podcast later on, take apart your computer, dismantle the graphics card, take away your CPU,
take apart the microwave, and see if you can get it to pop popcorn from 15 feet.
see if you can turn your microwave into a ray gun.
Yeah. Take that door off. See if you can get it to run without the door on there. I've done that.
I'm trying to get mine to work right now. The HDMI is not working, but I'm thinking about it's my old desktop that I don't use anymore. I'm thinking about just parting it out.
Yeah, guys, don't take apart your computer.
No, do not take it apart.
You don't know what you're doing. Don't take it apart.
If your toaster breaks, throw it out and buy a new fucking one.
I already got a new one. I got a laptop. It's an MSI Dominator, and anytime I want to upgrade it, I can upgrade pretty much almost anything on it. So I never needed another computer, but my desktop, the HDMI just went to shit.
Oh God, you gotta put you gotta.
Is it the actual plug or is it the graphics card?
Is
it the plug that's broken or is it the graphics card?
Yeah. I think it's the graphics card because it's an AMD Radeon.
Oh. Okay.
Well, you can test that by putting your monitor lead on an adapter and plugging it into the. It's the same. Oh, it's the same plug now.
But you can upgrade that to 125% now if you just. And they're very cheap. They're probably the Radeon ones. Which one are we talking? The 92 or the 86 or the 70, 76, 65?
I got the AMD Radeon R9 390, I believe it is.
R9 390. So it don't cut. You can take that apart in probably a half hour, put a new one in for $175, and as long as you don't explode, as long as you don't go over 125%, you're cool.
No,
I might as well just part it out because I'm trying to sell it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If it's valuable to you, that's what I did with my last computer, but that ran into more problems, and
I heard people were actually extracting gold from that now. Computer parts.
Yeah, on the connections.
Oh God, there was big mafia business back in the day with the communication systems, and I was sort of involved with that. But most people don't know that the communication systems for most major companies were coated with gold, and they were worth like $20,000. People were paying awesome sums for those things, and the big thing was to go in and steal them.
Oh God.
Yeah, shout out to Andy Hill who's just joined us.
Hey, Andy Hill.
He just come back from his job at McDonald's. No shame in that. Nothing wrong with working at McDonald's.
Yeah, hey, we all have to do something. I mean,
yeah, we all have to do something.
We not just sit around on our asses all day.
Yeah, well, welcome Andy Hill.
Hey, whatever makes you happy,
Yeah, just try to make that. Yeah, try to make that a job you're happy with, and if you have to kill your boss, just do it inconspicuously.
Yeah.
That's why I felt like doing at my last job that I worked at for years.
if you murder your boss in the right way and get away with it, you can take over his business.
Yeah,
and
take over his
position, take his identity.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm moving up through murder.
That's how the government did it.
Yeah, that's how the government did it. Right.
That's how our presidents and prime ministers, and that's how they do it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they got no ethics. They got absolutely no ethics in the government.
No, they don't.
Their ethics is if I can get to the top by stamping on you, then that's what I should do. That's politicians.
Yeah.
That's trickle down ethics in America. Everybody knows that. The meaner you are, the more you're going to go into society. You got to set that bar somewhere where you're just not willing to do these things. Uh,
Right, and
and
you
that
know,
will
it shouldn't be
that
like
will
that.
that will predetermine your wealth.
You know,
No,
it shouldn't be like that. You know, you shouldn't have to throw away your ethics or your morality just to get to the top. You know, that's not the way society should be.
That's not the way it should be. No, it's not at all.
absolutely.
That's what we complain
No.
about a lot here because I mean, some people are just fucking ruthless and they get to the top and they will do anything to hold on to that. And
Oh, I was just joking, and Andy Hill actually does work at McDonald's.
oh, does he? McDonald would be a cool job because you can, on your way out, you just grab a few double cheeseburgers and you're like, okay, I'll get a couple for my buds and we're going to play some games and shit when I get home. And it's just cool. You got enough money to survive. And, you know, I don't, you know,
No matter what, he's asking, how do you kill someone inconspicuously? Well, no matter what,
how do you kill
you
someone?
just poison them, you know, give them like a week old mayonnaise. Something.
A silencer helps. A black suit and a silencer and a mask.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Sorry, Andy, I didn't mean to offend you there, bro.
Yeah.
What
Hey,
are
I'll
you
tell you
doing?
what. One of my favorite jobs in the whole world was I worked at this. I was a short order cook for about 2 years when I got laid off, and I got laid off from my regular job, and the company just shut down. It was like we came in one day, they were telling us, "Oh, we love you guys," and then the day, like the night was like, "Okay, we're shutting down. Sorry, and here's your check. Bye." And I had to quickly get a job for my family because I was married at that time. But I worked for a short order, and he's paying me under the table at like $8 an hour, and it was just short order work. So you know, you sit there in your kitchen, you're fucking around, you're not paying taxes, and you're doing that kind of work, and nothing really matters. You're just fucking off and everything, and it was great. I love that. I just love doing that. The big part
Oh,
was not having to pay taxes. It was like
I feel
Hey,
like
there
having
you
a
go.
burger now.
because that's like 12, $13 an hour for just, you know, doing something that makes people. You look out over the happy people that are eating the food that you just cooked, and everybody's happy,
The
and it's like
shining happy people.
the shining happy
Yeah.
people, and you're like, fuck yeah, I could do this forever. I had to actually tear myself away from that to go back to the regular work when they called me back. I was like, I don't want to leave.
Oh, that was who was the character that played American Beauty?
Oh
He
yeah,
uh, he quit his like big time advertising job to working like a burger place.
yeah. It's just
Oh, but by the way, American burgers, I have to say, American burgers are 10 times better than the British burgers. I can understand why burgers are a big thing now. I mean, after going to the US,
oh
trying
yeah.
out some of your exquisite cuisine.
We love our
Oh,
burgers. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
we put a
over in
lot
the
of shit on
UK,
them. I
over
mean,
in the yeah, we don't take burgers that seriously. I mean, you guys, you've got like all these names, all different type of burgers, and over in the UK, man, it's like all amateurs that open up these burger places.
yeah, you get the Texas burger and the mushroom burger and the you know you gotta love I love burgers. You know, the bigger the burger, it's got to be a half-pound burger if you're gonna pay that price. Uh,
Oh, the Baconator.
the
Oh
Baconator,
man.
oh heck yeah, that's one of the best burgers. The Burger King Baconator was just
Oh,
I go for the Wendy's ones.
the Wendy's ones, yeah.
Wendy's.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I can never have enough of those.
Oh yeah, and there's nothing, man. On a day, your way home from work, once in a while, a double McDonald's cheeseburger is was it get about four of those, and you're set.
But homemade is always the best. Oh
Out on
man.
the grill, a burger, yeah, get yourself a pound of burger and throw it with some. We used to like to get the shiitake mushrooms, and you put the shiitakes on those, and with a little of that French cheese, whatever that is, I can't remember what you call it, and you know, some mayo and stuff. You know, what do you call that over there? Mayo and garlic is called what in England?
Say that again?
An aioli. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
yeah. You put an aioli on there, and it's a fucking beautiful thing.
Shout out to the Ben. The Ben just joined us.
Oh, hey, Ben Volcoster. I think he was in before.
Was it?
Yeah.
I must have missed that. Oh well.
Yeah. Hey, guys, and what's your favorite burger? Do you like the Texas burger, or you like the all-American cheeseburger, or do you like
White Castle's burger.
the White Castle? White Castle, you get like 15 of them. You got to have like 15 in those little packs.
I only
Yeah.
know White Castle's because it was on that film.
Yeah, it's
Kuma,
the double
Ben and Kuma or
McDonald's.
something.
Steak
Burger
and
King.
shake burgers. Oh
Oh,
man.
I love steak and shake burgers. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Really good shit.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite burger out there? We go to a place called the Winking Lizard. They have this what's called the Big Ben, and it's actually too big to eat.
Just
And
don't
it's
get the triple bypass. I forgot what place that's at.
the triple bypass. Oh, let's look that up.
Yeah, the triple bypass burger. I know it's in Michigan.
Let's look that up. Triple bypass burger.
I know it's at some burger joint. I believe it's in Michigan.
Coming up.
But
Oh God, look at that thing.
Yeah.
Do you want me to put a heart attack grill? It's called heart attack grill. You want me to put a picture of that up on the? Oh God, there's a girl holding it, and she'll have to deal with that for a second. But it's quite a beast.
I could not. No, I could not eat that.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. But that's the all-American burger there.
We can't see it. What are you doing?
I'm getting there.
Yeah. Would you eat that?
There's steps to this thing that I have to do. Look at that. There's 3 half-pound burgers, 3 pieces of cheese, and man, looks great.
Dang Christ, a bacon eater's not. I mean, it's big enough, but not that big. Holy shit. It's like a fucking tower, man.
Man, that's a family of 4 feeding.
She stuffed it right into the camera. But look, it fits in the palm of her hand, so...
Yeah, let me see how it actually looks on true size. Let's see if we can find it on true size. Let me see. Yep, there it is right there. Whoops, shit. I clicked on the... Okay. There's the actual burger. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's still pretty darn big. Yeah, you can tell by the fries there. Because a fry is usually about 6 inches. So that's got to be like, that's 6, 7, 8 inches high. I like that Kaiser bun, too.
I just would not want to have a heart attack the next day.
You know what? If you eat one once in a while, you're okay. You know,
Right.
I would really think you're
What's
okay.
that, once a week? How often is that? What's acceptable for...
Once a month. Go do that once a month. Enjoy. Do that once a month. I wouldn't say like, man, go out and do that like every single. Well, let me look up the burger I was talking about, the Big Ben Winking Lizard, which is just a funny fucking name.
Actually, to be honest, I've been really bad with the fast food lately. I mean, I have it more than once a week. I really need to cut down on it. I can't, you know. If I'm hungry for it, hey, I'm gonna go get it. You know?
Oh yeah, you should. You know, as a Mgtow, that's do your thing. You know.
Right.
But,
you know, and that's one of the things I do. You know, if I'm hungry for fast food, especially a bacon eater, hey, I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no girls, saying you can't have mayonnaise on there because it's bad for your heart. You know.
Right.
Oh yeah, let me see this. Oh yeah, here it is. The National Cheeseburger. It won the National Cheeseburger contest. Oh yeah.
We're just talking about many different things today. It's actually a good thing, though.
Yeah. It's about all roads lead back to Mgtow, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this definitely does.
I mean, I went out
Eating
yesterday.
fast food when you want to, you know.
Yeah, I told you what I did yesterday. I told them on my last video is like, I just called an Uber cab and I was like, man, I wanted these around the corner. They have those the Harry Buffalo thing. You ever go to Harry Buffalo, the restaurant?
Harry Buffalo.
Yeah, they got the buffalo burgers, them little mini buffalo burgers, where it's buffalo meat instead of
Have
cow.
you? Oh, so they actually put buffalo meat in it.
Yeah, there's buffalo. It's total buffalo meat because we still have a buffalo over here. And
Mm-hmm.
it was.
Ah, okay.
They have absolutely the best beer on draft too. You get some of these buffalo burgers, and some draft beer. You're in there, man. And it's a young crowd where they're playing cool music and instead of like lame old bar music, and it's
Oh
just a good
yeah.
place to be. They keep their taps clean too, and there's a big thing to be said about people that keep.
You see, in the UK, we don't have stuff like that. You know, everything you guys used to just said, that's totally alien in the UK.
That's totally alien.
We don't know what you're talking about when you're saying, you know, what burger do you? Because we don't know. We got like when we think about a burger, we think there's just one burger. It's like bread and some minced beef in the middle that's cooked. We don't have this concept of there are places where you can go, but for the British that's like strange. He says, why have you got two different types of burgers on this menu?
Oh no, we have like 20 different kinds of burgers.
Yeah, I know. I've been to the US, and I mean, I think that's the difference between the UK culture and the US culture.
I mean, that's really the only good thing about America that I can name.
The burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what the deal? I used to tell I had a Russian buddy who came over from Russia, and then he was always like, "What's so great about America?" And I said, "A 99-cent double cheeseburger."
I'll tell you what else as well. Your what you call potato chips, of course, in the UK call them crisps. Now the thing is, over there in the US, you have like 200-gram packets, and that's like average. That's like the medium or the small. In the UK, our small packet of potato chips or crisps, they'll have like 10 chips inside them. You buy a packet, and you open it up, and it's all air, and there'll be like a 10 crisps or 10 potato chips at the bottom of it, and that's like acceptable. And over in the US, it's like no, you got to buy like a half-kilo bag of potato chips, and that's how it should be. You know, you wanna.
They're trying to do that to us
it.
now. They cut down our pop size, our soda size, and then now liberal economics. And I wanted to talk about this on a video someday. Liberal economics is a fucked up thing, and you know this RPG. When you go to buy your tuna fish can now, as a tuna fish, it's 5.5 ounces. What did it used to be?
Oh yeah, you mean downsizing?
Yeah, they're downsizing the size, but it's still the same price. Now, potato chips are in 14.5-ounce bags now, and they're the same price, but they used to be in 22-ounce bags. And you can do that with almost everything in your grocery store. They're reducing the size of everything and charging you the same price for it, and it's just that liberal economics just gaping through. And that we gotta, I want a 36-ounce bag of potato chips when I buy it. I don't want to pay that.
Yeah, you want a big bag. You don't want to finish it on one go. You want to like fold that packet up.
Yeah.
And
come back the next day.
Like a good film, you want to pace it out.
Yeah.
But in the UK, you don't get that. They give you these little tiny packets.
It's the economy that's doing that. I mean, my family would mention how they downsized whenever they go out and get groceries and shit. They mention how over the years, how they've downsized more and more. And
right. Yeah.
The price is still the same.
We we bought mozzarella sticks. Mozzarella sticks at the Aldi's at a Save-A-Lot used to be like 12-pack. Now it's a 7-pack for the same price.
Oh God.
You can just every single product you can just look over and see that they're just, and it's not about it's about giving the companies the one up on the consumer, and now they're making more money. And it's Obamaism is just more trickle down economics, and it's supposed to reach us at some point, and everybody knows that trickle down economics never reached the common man.
No.
Well, whoever believed that trickle-down economics is a complete idiot. You must have. The first time I heard about that, I scoffed at it. It's absolutely ridiculous that rich people will will eventually, or the government or rich people have built a system where the poor people eventually get
Yeah,
rich
we'll
from the rich
eventually
people.
we'll get some
Yeah.
benefit from it because no, that doesn't happen. We know that doesn't happen, and uh, it was Reaganomics that was the big thing about Reaganomics, and we already went through that once before, and now Obama did the same thing with the liberal economics. And now when I talk about liberal economics, I don't talk about there's a difference between liberal economics and conservative economics and liberal liberal politics and conservative politics. They flip flop at that point. Uh, but if you look at Plato's liberal economics, you get a very good explanation of what I'm talking about, and that's what they do. They're allowed to lie to you in liberal economics, like 2-for-1 deals. But they raised the price of the one up so far. If the meat was if they're giving you like 2-for-1 pork chops, you buy one package, and you see this all the time in America. But instead of giving you an actual deal, they say they'll raise the price of the pork chop to $6, and it used to be $3. So everybody's,
Yeah.
oh, I'm getting such a great deal. You're not getting a great deal. That's liberal economics.
What it pretty much comes down to is the rich are, there's the rich are still getting richer and the poor are getting poorer, and that's been
It's not,
happening more and more.
and it's been happening more and more and more. And you can look into our I can't remember a deal this year that I bought like a few things online, or I bought even with my cigars. I canceled my cigar because they started going. There was little catches to everything, and it was like, oh, I'm not
Yeah.
getting the same deal. Most people won't see it; they'll just pay that up price and think they're still getting a good deal. But you have to have a real good sense about syllogisms and logic, and then you see, oh, I'm just getting fucked over here.
Right. Most things that I buy, I really don't pay that much attention to anymore. If I want it, I want it. I just pay for it, whether it's cigarettes or
Yeah,
even a candy bar,
right.
any kind of food even.
Even the candy bars, you look at the regular candy bar. Remember the Snickers, how it used to look? Now go take a look at the same Snickers in your department after 8 years of Obama-isms. It's half the size, and you're paying like $1.79 for it.
Oh yeah, the prices on them now, it's so ridiculous. Oh my God. I mean, that's the only one of the things I really noticed. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Someone's got to do a research project on it, but no one's been brave enough so far to go up against the status quo. Last time we seen that was pre-George Bush, when some I can't remember what the Society for Change or something came around, and they said, well, look at the price of these foods. And with the Clinton years, Clinton did the same thing, and he applied the same methods. Uh, and everybody said, wait a second, we're just getting robbed at our stores now, and it, the signs have changed in your stores, and it's tricky rhetorical wording now. And if you're not one of those persons that you got to have a higher IQ to understand what they're saying. Uh, and I see this all the time in the store. Someone brings up a pack and says, "I thought it was two for $4.49," and he says, "No, it's $4.49 per pound,"
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
not they don't mark the actual price on the piece of whatever they're buying. And then it's like, oh, I didn't realize that, and you get tricked by these things. Uh,
Yep.
uh, Read Plato's, I don't know. It's hard to explain. The best book to read on that would probably be How Never to Be Lied to Again. Uh, and he goes through all these ways that corporations and stuff lie to you. And most of the people don't catch it.
And you know that they do. I mean, anything to make a quick buck.
Yeah, but no one's complaining about it right now. That's the problem. We don't have backlash against the system that's fucking screwing us over now. What happened to that bravery, that we used to have in America? What happened to that American spirit where you say, no, man, beef's $2.49 a pound. That's what you're going to charge me, or else I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, what did happen with that? Because I noticed back in the old days, it was nothing like the way that it is now as far as bravery is concerned. A guy could speak out about anything, but now, nowadays, You know, you don't see many men doing that.
No, people are going to throw you in jail for saying, you know, they're going to say, oh, you're threatening people, or there's social justice involved with that. You're not allowed to say those things. But here on the
Right.
Throwdown, I say those things. You know, I do believe if you know, they're cheating the American people, you know, we have to do something about it. We have to say something about it. And it's what's that old adage that for for evil to go untouched, brave men need to say nothing.
Yeah. For evil to exist, good men do nothing.
Good men do nothing, and that's what we're doing now. Good men are doing nothing because they're so afraid of social justice. You know, they'll go, you know, if I
Well,
what the
that is social justice. If good men do something, then there'll be justice in society.
yeah, well, they're turning social justice inward on us. They're saying, well, you can't go in New York. Let's say in New York where they ban 32-ounce pops, and you can only get and then they're going to charge you the same price for the 24-ounce pop as they were charging. You say, no, that's fucking crazy. I want my 32-ounce pop because I want it, and you're going to charge me. You're not going to charge me the same price for a 24-ounce pop that you were charging. But that's what they take that and they go, okay, now that we're not allowed to have a 32-ounce pop, we're still going to charge the same price, and that's where they're getting you.
You know, Traversable, just when you said that right there, for some reason the moving falling down just popped into my head.
Yeah, falling down was a great example of that. That was who was that? He
Michael
Michael
just
Keaton.
Douglas.
Yeah, Douglas. He just got sick of it. He just woke up one day, and he isn't that a great example of the red pill? He just woke up. Well, he took it too far, but
That's a
Yeah,
perfect example.
yeah, he's like, oh no, no more of this, no more of this. I'm not going to take it no
yeah.
more.
So, guys, if you're listening and you ever get that Michael Douglas moment, you just go ahead and let it all out. Don't bottle it in, gentlemen. Just get those guns and get blasting. It's funny how he got the guns in that film, though. He like
Yeah,
some gangsters tried to shoot him and they missed, and then he just grabbed the gun.
yeah.
Oh, I know.
I love that scene when he's in the he's in the nuts. He was selling what was that the
The Korean.
The Korean man, when he was trying to sell him a soda for, what was it, 89 cents?
You know, it was $1, and he says, "No, I'll give you 50 cents or something like that." And he goes, "No, it's $1." And he goes, "No, it's 50 cents." And then he took the baseball bat and smashed up his shop.
Yeah.
yeah, because that's what we need to do. It goes back to the original. We threw the T in the sea for the reason because they were overcharging us for it, and they're taxing the fuck out of it, and that's what they're doing. They're taxing us the fuck out of everything. They're trying to make the rich richer because of this stupid idea that somehow there's going to be this trickle economics, but we never see it anymore. It never rolls down to the actual man. And you know, that's the argument of minimum wage at $15 an hour. If trickle-down economics really worked, then you would have a minimum wage at $15 an hour. But we can see that that doesn't work, and their minimum wage is still at like $8 an hour or $6 an hour, whatever they pay them.
They're screwing you over, gentlemen. It's time to take up arms and to fight.
I mean, in all aspects, whether it comes to the economy or even feminism, guys need to be the way they used to be. They need to start
Right.
standing up with an iron fist and fighting back. They should not be these, as they would say, sissified wimps that don't say
Yeah,
anything.
that don't
We've
say
been
anything.
pacified, gentlemen. We're just zombies to be used by our government and cattle to be milked.
Cattle to be milked. Yeah, what happened to
Milk
the
your
old John
balls.
Wayne, Clint Eastwood attitude where if someone did something wrong, you just punched them in the fucking face? You know?
Yeah.
Right, and you don't see that anymore. Well, with the majority of the population of men, you don't see that anymore.
We're too afraid. We're too afraid we're going to
Everybody's
lose, you
too
know.
afraid. I gotta
Yeah,
pop out here for a minute. Guys, keep on talking.
yeah, it's fear that's striking them. That's
Yeah,
the main
guys.
problem, is fear.
It's strange because like the more you're afraid, the more you'll lose, and then the more you lose, the more you're afraid you're going to lose more. It's like that Fight Club scene where he says, "It's not until you've lost everything do you really know what you're capable of." Because then, if you've got nothing to lose, that's when you're willing to to basically fight for your life for whatever you have, whatever you have of your rights. That is.
Yeah, and I see that as a problem too. Mainly, it's a fear of losing popularity or losing respect from a lot of people. Well, look at the kind of people that are respecting you if you follow the socialist propaganda. You know, you're attracting the wrong followers. You're attracting the wrong crowd, and that's not a crowd you want to attract. But by following your own gut feeling and actually fighting against the system, who cares what people think?
Yeah,
That's on it.
Andy Hill says he's in Denmark, and in Denmark the minimum wage is $25. Now Denmark is interesting because on top of that, yeah, obviously they've got the highest taxes, they've got the highest gas prices, but Denmark has also got something interesting. I think they've got what's it called? I think it's called a minimum living allowance, where whether
Yeah.
you're working or not working, they give you a certain amount of money. Now, I find it strange how Mgtow, they're saying, okay, the government is saying, okay, we want to give you free money, and Mgtow saying, no, we don't want it. I want to, I want to earn everything I've got. Okay, well, you can work for $5 an hour. Yeah, that's better. Now we're talking.
Yeah,
Give me 40 hours of that.
more work, less pay.
Yeah.
I can
Well,
see,
give me
Yeah.
more work and less pay.
yeah, I could see the unions out there chanting, "More work, less pay, more work, less pay." That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, a living. It's not called a living wage. It's basically they give you so. I posted something on G Plus a couple of weeks ago about Switzerland or Sweden wanting to introduce it. Basically, whether you're working or not working, everybody gets a certain amount of money. So
Yeah.
there's no unemployment, there's no benefits. It's just everybody gets a standard of living.
Oh, the rich
Uh,
are going nuts about Bernie Sanders' plan
yeah.
Oh God, why would anyone want to vote for him?
because he's got that. He wants to make a standard wage living. Uh, and
I don't. I just don't think he's any better than Hillary.
Mm.
yeah, there's slight differences, but Hillary's a woman too, and
I don't know. Who would you rather pick, Bernie or
but
Hillary?
but Bernie's a woman too.
Yeah, I'd rather pick neither.
Yeah, I like the idea of a standard of living, uh, because it just works. But I don't like the idea of their standard of living, where everybody's going to be under this system. That's
Where you're
that's
just a slave,
yeah,
you
where you're
know.
just a slave to some bitch down at HHS.
And nobody likes, the good people of America don't like that. They see that as a form of communism, and it is a form of It is a form of communism, and that's how I feel as far as the system. I feel it's a form of communism.
Yeah, they've just expanded on that too, because they just put in last week. I don't know if any of you guys noticed. They just stuck through TPP.
Say that again.
TPP, the trade, the
Oh,
new trade.
TTIP.
Yeah, TTIP, TTP. Yeah, that it's the new trade deal. Uh, they're trying to shove down our throats. Yeah, exactly like the old trade deal where they exported jobs.
Yeah. God, I wouldn't know anything about that. I really haven't been keeping up with my current events as far as political.
Yeah, yeah, they're just selling the
It's
American people down the drain.
it's
Uh,
called the
Trans-
Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership.
yeah,
Hmm.
yes. I don't see it working. It's just the same old deal that Bill Clinton gave us back in the day. Uh, and we know how many jobs exited the country after that. What's the difference? Shit.
Yep.
Yeah, Johnny Midnight says TPP fast. Fuck shit. uh, I don't know what you do about things like that. That's just the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer and the middle class getting such a separate and divide. Pretty soon we'll have kings and totalitarian rulers. And no matter what form they come in, what their names are, they're still going to be that. You know,
Right, and even some of these middle class people, like a good example is the MGTOW men. They don't care anymore. I mean, they'll take any job, whether they make more or they make less. And there are
Do you
some
know?
people
Do you
that
know what we
are.
need to do? We need to just knock over the government, take out all the gold reserves, and set up our own shit. Set up our little mother. What did Mayor call it? Our Earth Dome.
Earth Dome. He wants to build an Earth Dome. That's cool.
An Earth Dome, man. Our own little sanctuary.
No, but that's what about MGTOW is about. That's about, it goes back to the minimalism, like the idea of minimalism, not the minimalism itself. The idea that I roast my own coffee at home so I can take money out of the tax system. Uh, we do our little at a time, and then more people that do this, we starve them out.
Yep.
Right, guys, I'm gonna have to check out, man. It's like 1 a.m. Up here.
Yeah, it's about 8 o'clock. I got to do some cooking myself. I'm gonna have to actually make something to eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out too. I didn't even have dinner yet. So.
Yeah, cookies. You can only live on cookies so long.
Yeah. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, well, shout out to everyone who turned up today. Eli just turned up. Black Gnostics.
Yeah, how does Eli do that? He comes in at the end of every podcast, like right at the end. It's weird how he does that every time.
Oh, Andy Hill is in Denmark. He really is in Denmark. That's interesting because the system in Denmark is the opposite as a US system. Be interesting. Well, as opposite as Western politics can get, but it'd be interesting to hear life over in Denmark. But yeah, on Sunday, join if we have the podcast. We'll be doing our little games as usual.
Yeah,
So I'll see you guys Sunday.
Name that movie, name that MGTOW, and we held it. We reserved it so we can do it on Sunday.
Yeah, well, shout out to everybody that turned up, and nice speaking to you two gents, and hopefully we'll see you. We'll speak again soon.
Yeah, let me give out the shout out to the guys in the room real quick. 15 seconds 99, Andy Hill, Black Gnostic Speaks, Leonard McCoy, Hairless Ape, Hoodie Lukai, Howard Dare, Johnny Midnight, No Matter What, I love that name, Sarge Stark, and Don MGTOW, and all the regulars on the Throwdown and the Bro Down and whatever the fuck I call it. Thanks a lot for showing up, man. It's always good to talk to you. It's always good to see it's always great to see the comments and the MGTOW, just the MGTOW philosophy, just in print right in front of me is how we think about things, how we don't think about things like the regular guys, just accepting all that garbage in your life. Thanks a lot for showing up, and that's what makes this great. RPG, thanks a lot. I kind of trapped you into this thing, didn't I?
No, not really. I actually coaxed you into it, and I really do thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're bored, huh?
Yeah. Just doing the daily old routine, it does get boring after a while. You got to connect with your friends and see how they're doing.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing about MGTOW is someday this thing's going to get so big that there's going to be a MGTOW in your neighborhood, and a MGTOW on your street, and a MGTOW next door. And that's when we're going to affect things in a real positive way.
Well, Traversable, I do want to thank you for initiating this and inviting me in tonight. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get going now.
Okay, hey, go get a burger.
And I'm not craving one yet. I know sometime this week I probably will.
Yeah, I'm going to hold that burger. I had yesterday I went out, so I can, maybe Friday. Saturday is always a good day to go get a burger in the afternoon.
I don't even remember the last time. I think it was last week I had one.
Last week? Oh. It's just a beautiful thing. And enjoy, guys. Enjoy your life.
All right, guys. Shadow Raven out.
Okay. I'll just surmise here with what did we learn today? What did we complain about a lot of things. We can see the differences. We can see the bacon's good. I know, Don, bacon is good. We can see the differences in life. Once you turn red pill, you can see those little scams that they're trying to pull on us. It's everywhere, from the female to the industrial owners to the rich to the, it's everywhere. Everybody thinks they can pull a scam over on us, and we're not going to say anything. But Mgtow's speaking up. That's what we do. We give voice to people without voices. We give courage to the men that generally don't have courage anymore. We're going to push it through. We're going to see this thing through. We're going to change everything if we can. And we're going to change it for the good, because that's what we do, because we're altruistic people. And with that, I'm going to close this podcast out. And thanks for showing up. I love each and every one of my Mgtow friends. Love you guys. Take care.